The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a Dungeons and Dragons show by RollCast, intended for, mature audiences. It contains mature themes, strong language, violence, and drug references. But full content warnings can be found in the episode's description. Lovely.
Hello, and welcome back to RollCast. I'm Tom, your host. Thank you. And today, as usual, I am joined by our three players. First up is our man out of time, haunted by his own demons, both physical and otherwise. Ezador, played, of course, by Gaz.
Thank you. Okay, I don't need massive applause anyway.
that was a very sudden stop. I don't know why they suddenly stopped. Our studio audience here very stop-starty at the moment.
I was doing like a one clap version on it.
Just a
Next.
Okay. Next up is our intellectual gnome who has been kind of forced to go on an adventure, forced out of his tower of knowledge, he just wants to make his way back. Is, of course, Dix, played by JB.
Thank you.
Just cuts off straight away.
Just cuts off. Somehow, I think our audience over time will find a way to, lower their volume gradually, but right now they're a bit stop and start. But finally,
They're nervous.
They are. They're very nervous, aren't you guys? I mean, that's a weird reaction to have, but nonetheless. Last but certainly not least is our cleric, our potential former cleric, who no longer quite believes in the god he was raised to believe in. On the run from his past, but his past might be catching up with him slowly but surely. Is, of course, Gregor, played by Coogan.
Potential former Gregor.
Potential former Gregor?
Former Gregor.
Try to kill me off now, are you Dix?
I mean, I thought I said potential former cleric.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens this session.
We will.
Three of us could die here.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I think
Release
they like the
questions.
I think they like the element of danger, don't they? But yes, you are of course.
Stopping and starting.
The stopping and starting may be something to do with our very real, very live studio audience having quite a long laugh track or applause track, so trying to stop that short is not quite that plan.
But yes, better audience.
We. that definitely was what the audience were going for. Definitely. Moving on. You are of course correct, JB. As you guys know, we start our sessions with a little bit of a discussion, a little bit of to and fro, and a question or two. So, of course, our question for the evening. We'll start with you, Ezador. After a long day of adventuring, saving people, killing people if you're currently Jax, what's your favourite way to kind of get comfort and feel better? What is your favourite meal to have?
Cabbages.
What was that, sorry?
Cabbages.
just raw cabbages, boiled cabbages, sautéed cabbages?
Raw.
Okay. Sorry, JB, go on.
Where do you get the cabbage? Where do you get these cabbages?
I don't know. I am sorry. I'm being distracted. I've got Jax in my mind, constantly going on about what he likes doing. And believe me, you don't want to hear that. You certainly don't.
I mean,
Well, maybe you do.
Bring him out. Bring him out. I mean, I understand that our studio audience looks very delicious to Jax, but you know, if he'd like to answer the question, I'm sure they'd quite like it.
Oh, come on then. Come on out then, Jax. People. At first, I must admit, little Dix looked rather tasty. Nice bite-sized treat right there, I thought. But I think over time, he's sort of grown on me a little bit, so I don't think I'll be eating Dix.
And Dix is safe around you?
Yes, Dix. However, there may be some other little tasty treats going around. I don't know what it is. Something rather crunchy.
Well, thank you, Ezador, and of course, thank you. All right. Thank you, Jax, for that. That was enlightening, and our studio audience won't. There we go. I think they'll listen to you there, Jax. Thank you for that, and that is much appreciated. Next, we have Gregor.
Thank you very much. You shut up, Dix. I heard that was you.
Same question to you, Gregor. Obviously, you have spent so long on the run, and you've kind of been thrust from one situation to another, from a war to a fugitive to saving the world. What's your kind of like food of comfort?
Well, I didn't eat much great food growing up, unfortunately. I mean, it was mostly army. Yes, I know. I've had a hard life. Yeah, I do see the funny side in that. But mostly it's been army rations and whatever I could really scrape off from the road, really. But to be honest, right now, lizards. Something about their meat is very tasty at the moment.
That's not concerning to you, given that you're essentially a giant lizard yourself.
You got a good point there, but... Well, it's nothing like that, is it? I mean, they're different species. They're not technically a dragonborn like me. That's just what I believe in.
I think you may have lost them there, Gregor. What was that? That's just what you believe in.
I think so. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think Ezador's right there. Finally, moving swiftly away from a potential racist cannibal. We, of course, have our... We have, of course, our knowledgeable, charismatic gnome, Dix.
Yes.
Dix, there we go. Thank you, you guys were a bit fucking delayed there. Okay.
We've all gone home.
Yeah, we're all gone home after that outburst from Gregor. just left. Okay, Dix. Same for you. After a hard day of reading, getting knowledge, and recently being on the road, what's your favourite food of comfort?
Favourite food would...
Don't say books.
I won't. Favourite food would be... I would have to say frog spawn dumplings. Poisonous frog spawn dumplings. Now, it's not many species can eat this, but it's a good job that Jax hasn't decided to take a little chunk out of me himself, because I reckon the effects might be gravely dangerous for him. But I really like poisonous frog spawn dumplings.
You know what? You're confident in that. Yeah. You know what? Fair enough. I think that's it. Yeah. You know what? Fair enough. It's not another lizard. And it's certainly not cabbages or people, so you know what? Fair enough, Dix.
And that's how it's done.
Yep, Dix he's literally leaving the studio. Literally left. Oh, no, he's back now. He is back.
Well, it's like the cringiest open we've ever done.
It definitely is. Definitely is. I'm fairly sure we've had
gone
worse.
So far with it like this.
I've gone so far, I can't pull back. Please help, I can't stop this one. Moving along as fast as we fucking can. It's the Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief. Roll credits.
Somehow there, everyone.
Okay, guys, so the last time we saw you, you had just started to infiltrate into the cultist base of operations, into their warehouse. Ezador, you had thought that you had heard some people talking from behind a door after you guys had entered into the reception. Unfortunately for you, though, you rested a little bit too much on the door, and you ended up falling through right into the path of Rill and a, as of yet, unidentified cultist member. Thinking quite quickly, you managed to convince Rill that you were just a frail, elderly old man who had kind of lost his way in the dark area. This was working really well, right up until the point that you swung for him, shouting, "Surprise attack." You almost managed to convince him a second time before, again, you yelled, "Surprise attack," and tried to punch him. I'm fairly sure there was a third attempt at this, but at this point in time, you guys had entered into combat. Growing tired of what had happened, you switched back into Jax, and a quick but relatively brutal fight ensued, wherein Gregor, you managed to injure Rill slightly before you managed to teleport away, and you guys managed to kill the other cult member that was guarding Rill. With the room now empty, you explored it a little bit before coming out into the actual warehouse section itself, a large, spacious room just filled head to toe with crates and colourful glowing crystals. As you guys started to investigate, Dix, you came across an odd, kind of thrumming green crystal, which, upon picking up, shot a true root straight through your foot. Yeah, looking at it a bit more, you realise that this was in fact a green Numine crystal. However, it seemed a little bit unstable. After putting it in your bag though, you managed to kind of like wiggle your foot off of the tree root, and you rejoined the group. The three of you continued investigating the entire warehouse itself, being interrupted here and there by Rill teleporting in and out and attacking you all. Once you found another opening though, there was a large carriage there. Gregor, you managed to find a scarf in there, a very nice fetching scarf with some spirits inlaid in them. And it was at this point that Rill attacked once more. However, Gregor, you managed to stop him from teleporting away, pretty much holding him against a fence, as Dix, you kind of read his mind as Ezador also held his other arm. From this, you managed to glean that Vesh was indeed in this location, just not currently where you are exactly. I believe he may have insinuated in his mind that she might have been upstairs. Feeling like you've got all of the information that you could out of Rill, Gregor, you decided that you were just going to murder him there and then. Smash his head against the grate. Unfortunately, though, you kind of slipped due to the sheer amount of blood that was starting to gush out of Rill's head. With this, he had a split second to take an action, and take an action he did as he used his head to kind of like slam his face into his watch, and within a millisecond there was a large poof of smoke, and when the smoke cleared, Dix, you were left all alone in the warehouse, deathly silence falling upon you. And that, guys, is where we were at last session. So
I can't remember. Was I Jax when I disappeared?
You was, yes. Yes, you were still Jax. You hadn't returned back to Ezador at this point in time. Obviously, we have a little bit of a conundrum here with you guys being split. So how we're going to do it is this. Dix, you are currently obviously in the warehouse by yourself. What I'm going to do is keep a track of the time as you continue trying to find out where your companions have gone. Once you've found your companions, we're going to just quickly zoom back in time a little bit to their points of view of this entire event. And depending on how fast you manage to find them, will depend on whereabouts you kind of jump in. That sounds
right.
okay to you?
That sounds fine, yeah.
Wonderful. I just need to find my map. And it is right there. So, Dix, we arrive back at the scene literally seconds after... I'm going to turn that down a little bit. We arrive back at the scene literally seconds after Rill has teleported Gregor and Ezador away. Whereas once, a few seconds ago, there was the horrific sounds of fighting and Gregor smashing Rill's head against the gate with a Ziegler squelch. There was a sudden poof, and now there's nothing. You are lit only by the candles that are placed on the floor and from the lighting of the various different new mine crystals scattered around the warehouse. What do you do?
Gregor?
No answer.
Ezador? Jax?
Yes.
You think you hear in your head, but
Did
there's
I hear
actually
that?
just... You think you hear it in your head, but there is only silence around you.
Where on earth have they gone? I take a 360 view. See if I can see anything that's different than what I was or what was before.
Roll me a perception check then, please.
With this perception, can I see if there's any portals, like remains of portals left behind as well?
Roll me a perception check to begin with, and then we might have you roll something else.
Well, that's a natural one.
First roll of the night, and we're on a natural one already. I can see how...
I'm just going to get my pedestal for this.
Okay. So with that roll, Deets, you can see that basically there's been a bit of damage to the carriage. There is the pooling of the blood, but to be quite honest, everything happened so quickly, you're not even sure if that blood was there before or not.
Am I aware of the location of the disappearance? I will be, won't I?
Yes, you know they were pretty much right
Yeah.
against the gate itself. So if you would like, you can just go straight up to the gate to have a look.
Can you just highlight where that gate is?
Yes, I can. It is... So, where the carriage is, it is literally just north of the carriage itself. So there's about I'd say about a 5-foot gap between like the very edge of the carriage where the horses would be and the gate itself.
Okay, so I'll scurry around over there to see if I can see any remains of the portal.
Yeah,
Anything I can slip through.
roll me an Arcana check then, as you have approached this kind of like steel wrought gate with some gaps in between it. There is, like I say, there is the blood just slowly, this dark black blood just slowly glooping down. It seems a bit more viscous than normal blood, but...
Okay, that's a 14.
So, with a 14... With a 14, there is a bit of a weird, acrid smell in the air. There's a bit of purple mist still hanging around. You don't believe that you could actually just reach into the mist and go through it. But if you've got a spell that would be similar to portaling Misty Step or anything like that, you believe that that mist itself, if you cast it around it, it might take you exactly where they teleported to.
The only option I've got is new mine crystals.
Okay.
Now, I remember being in Amrius's room. The blue new mine crystal I acquired from the dark market might be the one to use. I'll give it a try, I'll pull
Okay.
and reach it out from my bag, and I'll say, let's give this a try.
Just a wom.
And hold it near the remains of the purple. Did you say it was purple mist?
Yeah, kind of like this purpley violet swirling mist that is just, it's dissipating as the seconds pass by, but there's still enough of it that as you hold the blue new mine crystal to it, what are you wanting it to do exactly again? What?
The
Let me
ideal
rephrase that.
situation would be to open a portal.
A portal.
Yeah.
And what do you believe the blue new mine crystal does?
I believe that sets up a portal from one location to another where you've dropped another one. Now I'm hoping that my new mine crystal here can connect with what I'm hoping Rill has. It's not Rill, is it? Is it Rill?
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah,
You're correct, yeah.
I'm hoping it can connect with his blue mine crystal if that is what he's using. I know it was a device on his hand, but it's worth a shot.
Okay. So, as you hold out the blue new mine crystal, and there's a strong wom, purple mist starts swirling around the actual crystal itself. Starts swirling a bit faster. The crystal wom at a higher frequency, a higher intensity. I'd like you to roll me a history check very quickly, please.
It's got to say it's a bomb, isn't it?
22.
So you remember that the person that told you about the blue new mine crystal was Robert Chesterlake. Robert Chesterlake, the forgetful mage. Robert Chesterlake, who was once a brilliant wizard. However, now tends to get things muddled up. So whether or not the blue new mine crystal does create a portal or not, well, that's open to interpretation. He may have got that mixed up.
That is the risk.
But regardless of what the actual usage of the blue new mine crystal is, what its true purpose is, your intention this time has paid off. The purple mist continues swirling around, a heavier vroom 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 vroom, to the point where the thrumming is almost unbearable to your little gnome ears. You can no longer hear the thrumming of it, but the mist itself reaches up and creates an arc right around the gate itself, almost causing another gate. From both sides of this arc, more purple mist starts swirling around softly and gently, but filling up this arc until you can no longer see behind it. All you can see is the purple mist in front of you.
Okay. I will proceed to enter through said mist.
Okay, so as you walk through the mist, there is a weird feeling of weightlessness, of it feels like you are being twisted inside and out. It feels like your insides are being pulled up through your throat and then slammed back where they belong. And as you walk out of this portal, we join Ezador and Gregor. However, before we do that, I need to reveal just where Ezador and Gregor are. Gregor and Ezador, you have a poof. Unlike what has just happened with Dix, you don't feel your insides and outsides get formed inwards and outwards. Instead, you feel yourselves being dragged downwards, almost in a spiral. But before you can even comprehend what has just happened, you land kind of with a sudden start, both of you, with your feet hitting a metal grate with a sudden stop. As you look around, you can see directly in front of you is Rill, kind of crouched over, panting deeply. His head hung over as black blood continued glooping down. The room itself is dimly lit by numerous torches around the entire area. The torches themselves showing Ezador right next to you is a mound of indescribable flesh oozing blood out onto this metal grating. Next to that is what appears to be maybe a toilet. Gregor, next to where you are, is a desk, again lit by a lantern. And all around this entire area are more mounds of these flesh, just oozing more and more blood. And as you look around, you can see other apparati? Other equipment, other tables, chairs. None of them look very appetizing to sit on. If you wish, you can explore this room a little bit more, or you can deal with the immediate threat in front of you.
There you are, you snivelling little worm. I'd say, Gregor, you're not too good at this killing lark, are you?
And then can I grab him?
Okay. Roll me a strength check then, please, to grab him. Is it a natural 20?
Oh, God, it's there.
I was going to say, I can't see it, but I'm going to assume if...
Everyone believes you.
I was going to say, I believe you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
Okay, I was going to say, I believe you on this one. If you've got the happy face and you're willing to turn the camera down, I believe that's a natural 20.
Yeah, in the
So-
convenient dark spot. But it is, it's 20.
What a surprise! As you kind of like lean down, you squelch your tentacle and it wraps around Rill's neck. Rill, who has just been bent over, panting, catching his breath, just as this tentacle, this gooey, squishy tentacle, wraps around his neck. You now have him. What would you like to do next?
I would like to go.
Ooh, that's a nasty little boo-boo you have on your head.
And smack him against the floor with it.
Roll to hit with advantage. As again, he now, his slightly webbed fingers are now trying to claw at this tendril that's wrapped around him.
So it's
Jax,
14.
do not kill him.
That hits. So roll. What is your unarmed damage?
Ding dong, finding my sheet. It's somewhere on the screen. I had it up a second. Oh, it's on the web page, isn't it? It's a PDF. There we go. Sorry, what did you ask?
What's your unarmed attack?
That would be, whereabouts is that on here?
It'll be your strength modifier plus. Give me one second.
Unarmed strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, on actions. That the bot under your weapons should say unarmed strike.
It's just your strength modifier plus 1. So
Right,
whatever
well,
your
my strength modifier, well, on Ezador is +2.
Okay, so roll me 1d12 and add 3 to it. As Rill is scrabbling to grab hold of this gooey, viscous tendril, his fingers kind of slip through. He's unable to get purchase. You raise back, and you slam
11.
his head. Is that with the +3 as well?
No, that's 12.
With +3? That'd be 14.
Well,
Did
no,
you roll
9
Oh, 9
3.
plus 3. Sorry, yeah. So you raise his head back and slam it with a heavy whoosh into it. You can feel his face impact on the grate. You can feel it, his nose smash, his jaw break, his cheekbones just crumble underneath. But still, this poor
Jax.
man is still alive.
Oh, I barely touched him.
I'll just like. throw him
Well,
on the
he's
floor.
not going to give us information now, is he?
I
Still
seem
just
to
pressed against
remember,
the floor.
Gregor, you getting rather bloodthirsty back there and smashing his face into the wall.
At least I knew where we was.
Rah.
We don't have a clue where we are.
You deal with it then.
I'm gonna turn around and.
Right?
Is your tentacle
around the
still wrapped around him?
Oh no, sorry, I threw him on the floor when I was
right.
with Gregor. I was like,
So-
threw him down the floor. And...
Let me just roll something here as you throw it. You throw him on the floor, the gooey tentacle letting go. His face smashes back into the ground due to you just launching him into the floor. As his face smashes into the ground, again, it hits into the grate, and you see parts of his face go into the metal grating itself. More blood just starts spilling out quite horrifically. And as this happens, you hear a whoomp, 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 whoomp. Pop! As Dix enters the room, as Rill's face just explodes on this metal grate.
Oh, Jax!
Ah,
word.
little Dix!
What? Where did you all go?
I don't know. We just ended up just teleporting here, and as you can see, we took care of Rill.
While he's talking,
Is he-
can I just slyly loot the corpse?
Is he dead?
I believe so. By the way, Bagsy, that teleporting thing he's got.
Jax, roll investigation, please, as Gregor is saying that, he wants that teleporter.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Jax pretty much did all the work.
I'd been planning this for weeks.
Have you? How much time went past?
Fuck's sake.
Oh!
Well, it's nice that you tried to come and rescue
I've been
us.
under so much stress with how this session's gonna go.
Same,
And all I needed to do is just go through the portal and you've already killed him.
right? It's not like the DM did an entire time mechanic thing
No,
for
no.
this.
Are we at the end of chapter 1 now?
We've expedited it very quickly.
Fuck's sake.
Oh my god, I might have to go on the alternative ending soon.
Right, I'll see you all next week.
Ezador, what did you roll for your investigation?
I got 21.
As Gregor is talking about that device on Rill's wrist, you think, "Ooh, that's a damn good device. I might take that for myself." If you wish,
That
you
will-
can. Sorry, go on.
That will come in handy for us. There, old Jax.
Still mine.
Or if there's
It
something.
looks rather shiny.
Yeah, don't eat it.
Expensive, one would think.
Yes, that device right there will allow us to transport to many places. Should we place it in those said places?
Not sell.
Ooh,
Well,
no,
maybe one
no.
day, but not right
Yes,
now.
Not right now.
I
What,
suggest
did
one of us should wear it. Maybe possibly.
Me?
Did I find anything else on the corpse?
What else are you looking for? Additionally,
Just loot through the corpse.
Okay.
See what it's
Additionally, if you wish, you can also roll an Arcana check to see if you actually know a little bit about this watch.
Is that me?
Okay. Well, I've
anyone who's in it.
Yeah, well, I've rolled for the loot.
Yes,
I could
So,
roll for the check as well.
you can if you wish. Anyone can roll for this at this point in time because you're
Okay,
all
yeah, I'm
roll
gonna roll.
Arcana.
Yeah.
stood around. Yeah,
Arcana, was it?
yes, it's Arcana. Let me just have a look for you, Ezador. Check, sorry.
Yeah.
Shots. It's no smelling worm.
Who rolled Arcana? Sorry.
Me.
Me.
Like
Okay,
in,
what-
In case I could.
What is everyone's Arcana rolls then, please? And I will get onto you.
Go on, Gaz.
I've just realised what my buff is on Arcana. Jeez, it's +6, so 16.
Nice.
All right. Dix, Gregor, what did you get?
18.
12.
18? 12. Okay. So working upwards then. Gregor, you can see that this is basically an odd-looking watch. Rather than the normal watch face, there just seems to be a tiny crystal, but not a new mine crystal from the looks of it, but a tiny crystal embedded in the center of it. And leading from that crystal are multiple small pipes, just kind of like leading around it and into it and under it. And you know that when you use it, although just looking at it, you're not quite sure how you would use it, you know that obviously you can just teleport places. Dix, with that 18, you know that this is a very rare device called a blink watch. The blink watch essentially replicates magic, essentially replicating blink or misty step. And how it works is you think of a place within around about 25 feet to begin with, as a amateur user of it, and you hit the crystal. And you can take you and up to 3 other creatures with you, as long as those creatures are not too much bigger than yourself. You also know that using it too many times in short succession can lead to fatigue, like very rapid fatigue.
Hence
But
why
you
it's
al-
gone down so easy.
Yes, that is it exactly. But you also know that people who are used to it can blink quite fast, and those who have got used to it can use this blinking motion as a way to get extra momentum for attacking.
Is that 25 feet in a place that you've seen before, did you say?
As long as you can visualize it, yes.
So you have to have been there.
You don't have to have physically been there. Say like we're in a large expansive room that is, let's say, 50 feet. You've literally opened the door into this large expansive room. You can see 25 feet ahead of you.
Yeah.
You've not physically been there, but you can see it. You can visualize it in your mind.
But if you have been there, you can visualize and move somewhere that's behind a wall, let's say.
Yes. As long as it's within that distance.
Hmm.
That distance
okay.
may expand further, either with slight modifications or by becoming more proficient in it.
Yes.
And finally,
All right,
Jet.
Thank you.
You know all of this as well. You know about the blink mechanic. You know that if you blink specifically 20 times without triggering exhaustion, that is when you can start using blink strikes. Blink strikes allow you to make up to 2 melee attacks at once, and in addition to the normal damage that you would deal with whatever weapon it is that you are attacking with, you can add an additional d6 of damage per attack, which will raise the more proficient you become with it. Additionally, you know it's worth 5 platinum pieces. This is an expensive watch. It's the Rolex of the AFLOC world.
Oh dear.
I see.
Yes,
You
we can
see-
use it to teleport places. Yeah,
What
what a
you've
nice
seen
little
it
trinket.
twice more than that. You've seen it before, this Jax, yes?
My. Well, this is rather useful, having Ezador rattling around up here. It works both ways, you know, little Dix. I know things I normally wouldn't. This can be a rather handy trinket.
It could, yes. Keep it on your person for now. It's very valuable to us.
And with that high roll as a door, with you knowing as much as you do, if you check your Discord in the private messages, you have all the details of the Blink Watch. In addition to that, sorry, it's in your direct messages.
Sorry, yeah.
In addition to that, whilst looting Rill's corpse, you find a set of thieves' tools, one bound script. It looks like it was a script for a play that Rill was writing. However, upon closer inspection, it's trash. There's no emotion to it, which makes sense given that he's a Vidalkin. It's very logical, the entire script. But you reckon you could probably sell it for about 25 gold pieces. In addition to that, you find a small bottle with red liquid in it. You would like to roll Arcana. If you'd like to roll Arcana, you might be able to identify this bottle.
19.
That is a potion of supreme healing. And finally, as you're kind of going into his pockets, you find a small bag. And in that small bag, as you're kind of using your Slurpee tendril to leaf through it, you find 3 platinum pieces and 20 gold pieces.
No one's going near Jax right now.
No.
He's like a dog with food. Do not approach him.
As I lick my lips and turn around
I think he should keep the fancy watch.
I'll be like, can I try and use my blink watch?
If you wish, yes.
I'm going to look at Dix and I want to appear right behind him.
What's your proficiency bonus?
Proficiency +3.
Okay, yeah, you're fine to do that.
Yeah?
Yep, you're more than fine to do that. You don't have to roll anything for that. It's just a straight up action. So,
Cool.
Whereabouts are you? You guys can control your characters, by the way, on the screen. I've already set it up so that you guys can move them around. So if you'd like to just describe how this works, Ezador.
Right, well, I've just gone through all his pockets and stuff, and I'm just like, yes, very good. I'm going to look at the blink watch, I'm going to look at Dix. Right.
Just
do that.
eyes
I
wide.
want to appear right up at his ear hole.
So yeah.
I just want to go, what you doing, little Dix?
A sudden puff of smoke. Ezador Jax is next to you, and Dix, you are 5 feet in the air.
I have a bad feeling about this.
No! Not again!
Lights enough, little Dix. You'll live longer. Oh, that was clear.
What was that? What was that potion? May I have a look at the potion?
Potion? Oh, this. You mean the supreme healing?
Yes.
Pass you it.
Take that.
It's a bit
I presume
slimy,
I already know what this is.
You know it's a potion of supreme healing. Yes, you've been around them enough times.
Potion of supreme healing. May I?
May you?
I presume I would be at least the administrator of the group. Correct?
What? Of my stuff? Oh, whatever.
Put it in the inside of the.
You get it, little Dix. I didn't even mean to kill him anyway. So brittle people sometimes.
You guys, once more, a silence falls into the room, with the exception of the occasional dripping of blood from the metal grate into whatever is directly below you.
I'll delete my bottle of supreme healing then, shall I?
Yes, that might be a good shout.
But I shall add it.
It's a good shout.
What's that? Can I hold it? Can I?
Just gotta keep hold of this one.
Well, I'm an administrator.
You gotta get buy-ins.
So,
Right.
The room around you. Sorry, again?
Sorry, I was going to say we can move around in this room, can't we?
You can, yes. You are lit by 5 torches, which kind of cast a dim light around the entire room itself. There are some areas that have wooden floorboards. The floorboards themselves, just from initial looks, look to be stained with blood. But where you are itself is metal, as I keep saying, metal grating. Very close to you, Gregor, is kind of like a bench, a table. Roll me a history check, please.
Yeah. Fuck. 10.
You're not too sure, but this is a bit reminiscent of the Temple of Merkel that you went into. You're not quite sure why it's reminding you of it, though.
Flipping out, this place gives me the creeps. Back when I was in the temple.
We've been in
do I see a
many
door?
temples, Gregor.
2. Two?
I'm sorry, what was that? No, it reminds you of the Temple of Merkel.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Temple Merkel, that's what I said.
Yeah, no, I wasn't quite sure what Jax meant by being in... sorry, no, I'm not sure what you meant by tomb there, because Jax just said that you've basically been in many temples, probably.
Oh, sorry, I misheard him. I thought you said I haven't been in any temples. I was like, did you mean tomb then? I was like, okay, fair enough.
No, this is very reminiscent.
I do see a door, though.
Just doing a passive comment.
There is either a door to your east or a door down to the south of the room. Sorry, I will just reveal that. So you can either head to the south or to the east.
Right. My idea was to put on my ring of invisibility and maybe do some scouting. If you guys want to hang out around here, re-heal.
We don't really have that much time, remember? We must try and get Vesh.
Time is ticking.
Yes,
Time
good point.
is of the essence.
Well, why don't you take east and I go south, see if I find anything there, and then I'll meet back up with you.
Can I use my clock thing again and appear right next to him, Gregor?
Gregor, who is only 10 feet away from you, you can use the blink watch, yes.
Yeah. Right.
So you,
Right.
once again, raise
Right
your
behind
tendrils, slap it, there's a... And then there's suddenly a poof. Purple mist appears, and then suddenly, Ezador, you are... Jack, sorry, you are directly behind Gregor.
Why are you in
silently.
such a rush to go off on your own, I wonder, Gregor? Peering around
Scared
him.
the living shit out of me. No worries. I thought we can just cover more ground.
And I'm gonna let my tendrils like dangle around him as I circle him and go, really? Sounds a bit strange to me.
Are you trying to intimidate him?
Well, not necessarily. I just want to know why he wants to go off on his own.
Okay.
I'm acting scary, but that's just 'cause I'm a scary looking thing.
It's because I'm a scary monster.
Yeah, I'm a big eyeball with a big beak.
Yeah, Gregor, you can just see from the back of you these tendrils start to go around you.
All right, Jax, fair enough. Where would you want to go? Do you know how to get to... Sorry, what's her name again?
Vesh.
Vesh. Do you know actually how to get to Vesh? Wouldn't it be more... What's the word?
No.
I can't. Wouldn't it? Yeah. Would it be smarter to go in different places and try and find a, like, by splitting up?
Well, it depends if we want to split the party up, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the more rooms we cover, the more likely we'll find her.
Just based on experience, we don't tend to do very well when we part ways. It costs me a lot of thinking time.
Yes, I don't know. I don't do smart, really. I had that bashed out of me when I was a wee boy. What do you think, little Dix?
I think we should all stick together and use logic and head in the direction we should be going.
Dix, as you say that, you feel a warmth over you. You feel inspired. You have a point of inspiration.
Me.
Dix.
Does that mean I've got two?
No, because the one that I said before the session was non-canon. That was a joke.
Oh, yeah, well, I actually put it on.
Oh, no, I was joking there. No, you don't get an actual point of inspiration for Coogan being a teacher's pet.
Okay, I've got one now then. Okay,
Yes, you
I'll
now
take
have
that
one.
off and put it back on. Yeah, inspiration.
So what was the choices then? West or east?
East or south?
East or south?
All right, which way do you want to go?
Well, I think the answer's rather easy, isn't it? It's either I'm gonna press my watch. I want to go peer at the east entryway.
Yeah, within a split second, there's just another poof, and
Here we go.
Jax appears in the center of the doorway.
We go east. And I want to peer at the other one.
You're gonna tire
another-
yourself out.
And he
He's never
appears
gonna
in
walk
the
again.
doorway.
Oh, we go south.
Jax, you just did that 2 times in very quick succession. Less than 6 seconds. You have a point of exhaustion.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right, troops. I've only got 16 more jumps to go.
Is that what he's just gonna do? Just teleport
Yeah.
everywhere? He's not gonna walk or anything.
Unfortunately, this is a mechanic that I didn't quite think of outside of combat, so now I've got to keep a running total of time in my head of time between jumps.
I got my tally done. All right, yeah. I'll tell you when I
time
get to 20.
I was going to say, time between. I'm hoping you keep track of that. I'm keeping track of time between jumps, whether or not it's tiring you out.
All right. Oh,
Well,
quite tired.
Jax, is it possible to maybe speak to Ezador? Maybe you can have a rest and recuperate.
Yes, I could probably do a bit of sleep. But don't let him keep me locked in that infernal mind of him for such a long time next time.
No, of course not. You've shown willing in this with us today, and
Yeah.
I don't mind seeing you again at all. As long as you stop jumping out and trying to
And no
I
more
mean,
trying to eat dicks.
I don't
I'll
think he's
go.
going to eat me.
I'm gonna then deflate and bring Ezador back.
Okay, just this once. That feeling of exhaustion, Ezador, you don't feel it.
Oh, does he go? I was wondering if that'd go. Oh.
But Jax still feels it. So, mechanically, once you jump back to Jax, you still have your point of exhaustion. But Ezador himself is fine.
Whoa.
Ah, Ezador,
Yeah, welcome
Yes.
nice
back.
to have you with us.
How goes? That was a rather eventful half an hour, was it not?
Did you see all of that?
Yes, I saw it. I thought Jax did rather well in his
He
weird,
did.
strange, sort of violent way.
He did. He was all right this time.
Hmm.
I think
maybe-
we could
I
maybe
should-
keep him under control a little bit.
Yes, I think I need to let him out a bit more though, because he's getting rather, strange, even for him.
Yeah, of course. But the question remains.
Do we go east or south?
Yes.
Well, I'm stood at south. Why not let fate do the deciding for us?
Yeah, well, I was going to say east, but all right.
Yeah, alright, south it is.
Okay,
We don't want to
so
go east. We'll go
if
south.
we are going south, if we have finally made our decision on this one.
Can you give me access to my token?
Oh, did I not?
That's
Sorry.
fine.
1 second. Sorry, Dix, you were... Oh, no. You were a late stage addition to this map.
Yeah, it's all right.
Right, you should have control now.
Yeah, I got it.
Wonderful.
You.
Right, so...
So you have
you
to
are
look at your character as well, is it?
Is that a what? Sorry.
Is that look at your character, is it?
It's not your proper character, is it?
That is kind of... yeah, I was going to say that's a kind of, for now, placeholdery type of look of his
No,
character.
it's good. It's good. I
Just
can
so
vision it,
we've got...
right?
Just so we've got a point of reference. But, as you guys open the door, it opens with a large... And you enter into a corridor one that extends slightly outwards before leading quite a long way down to the left, or an immediate door to your right. There's no ornate paintings lining the walls. The walls themselves are just kind of stone walls. The flooring itself is very similar to the flooring that was in the previous room, this kind of like herringbone wood flooring. Like with the other room, it looks worn, it looks faded, it looks cracked, but thankfully there's no actual blood kind of seeping into them. Essentially what you are in is a functionary corridor. There are sets of double doors either to your right or to your left, so to the east or to the west. And there are a couple of doors opposite you as well on either side of the walls.
Where the hell are we?
I reckon we're going to be going through this for some time. We're already deep into it.
Deep into
Let's
where?
just follow the trail, I suppose.
You guys step out into the hallway.
Yeah, do I see a window at the other side or anything? Like, to the right of me.
The right, so is that the east?
Yes.
Yes, as you're looking eastern, I can reveal a little bit more now, actually. Yeah. As you're looking to the east, it says it. As you're looking to the east, you see that there aren't any windows, but there are a set of double doors immediately to the east of you. And again, on the other side, looking the other way, there are another set of double doors. I'd like you all to roll perception for me, though, please.
Perception.
I feel
Another
like I
nat
should
20?
roll it again, but I got that 20.
Okay. All right.
21.
21. And how about you, Dix?
5.
So, Dix, as you're kind of like, as you guys have walked out into this corridor, you can just hear the creaking of your footsteps underneath you as you're kind of like making your way into the corridor itself. Ezador and Gregor, both of you, almost in tandem, can hear almost like a muffled scream, like a coming from the west.
Did you hear that, Gregor?
I heard that. Coming from the west.
From the west, yes.
Right.
Like a sort of...
Very tempted to give you inspiration just for that, but no, unfortunately not.
Right, can I run directly west to those doors?
You can, yes. So as you are running directly west to those doors, again, you can hear more muffled conversation. You can hear slight whimpering, and you can hear, again, whom, 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 of mystical arcane energy from behind the doors.
Can I kick the door down?
As you're about to kick the door down...
Yeah, can I just full on... Was I still running when you was when I heard all that?
I mean, you heard the shouting, and then you started running. The screaming kind of stopped as you was running there.
Coming from that door?
Yes, the door that you are directly in front of. So roll me a strength check then, please, as you try to boot the door. As you are doing this, Ezador and Dix, what are you doing?
Just letting him crack on.
Yeah, I'm just stunned by Gregor's immediacy.
Shocking. We have never had such decisive action.
Yeah, it's great. Like, did you hear that?
Thank you.
Like that. Woof. Smack.
It's like the fucking winds of Talos once more.
He doesn't mess around, does he? Dicks.
13.
13. So as you are running, how are you doing this? Are you trying to boot it? Are you trying to shoulder charge it?
I don't know whether to do, the big karate like jump as they do in like the old movies.
It's your call on this. I can't tell you what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, go on then. I'm gonna, as I'm running up, I just do like a jump and a karate kick. Just going,
So yes, Gregor, as you are running into a full sprint. You bend your knees, you leap up, and Ezador and Dix, you've never seen Gregor quite this athletic, quite this sprightly and spry. He is a big, heavy dragonborn. You didn't even think that such a thing could happen, but as he starts arcing in the air, he stretches his foot out, and with a heavy poof, the doors blast wide open. As the doors swing wide open, you are met with a large, cavernous hall. It is hard to believe that this was once an additional... It's not hard to imagine that this was an additional storage or logistics area when this place was used for its initial real purpose. But now this hall has been converted into something else, something that appears to be a laboratory of sorts. There are crates of crystals stacked all over the room, some spilling onto the floor. Most of them appear inert, yet some of them retain their signature glow, Gregor, as you're looking around, and curiously enough, some of them appear to be cracked and sparking. Elsewhere in the room, you can see that there are numerous tables and desks, each with various scientific and arcane equipment littering them, along with loose paper with illegible scrawls on them. None of that, though, really matters to you, because in the centre of the room, you can see an arcane circle which looks incredibly similar to the one that you saw at the Temple of Merkel. One that also has slight differences to it in that there is another, smaller, bright red circle inside of it, and stood in the very centre of these arcane markings is the form of a small girl, looking a little bit of a cross between a squirrel and a child. She looks tired, beaten, and stressed, as another figure stood on a raised platform, just watches over her, and you hear as you boot open the doors, "Try again!" So we join you as Gregor has just opened the doors.
Yeah.
You'll
I'm
just
straight
let
on
us-
my feet again. Still got it.
You say as you're kind of like brushing yourself off, the room falls silent for a second or so. As you're kind of like looking around, the figure on the stage looks down at you. You can see that this figure is clad in a robe, a dark black robe. But roll me a quick perception check, please, Gregor, because you are quite a distance away.
Yes.
Them C's stand for kobolds by any chance?
No, they do not.
Cultists.
They do stand for cultists.
You say perception.
Yes, please.
6.
Okay, with a 6. As this is happening then, Ezador and Dix, are you kind of running to catch up to him?
I wouldn't say I'm running, no.
You're making a steady pace. You're walking briskly towards the
He's
area.
only there anyway, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to say basically, as he's landing and brushing himself up and kind of picking
there.
himself up, you guys also enter and you see the scene as described before, as this figure, Gregor, you can only really see that he's a relatively lean and thin figure. He's quite small at 5'2". He pulls the robe down and you can see that he's got dark amber skin, a very sharp nose, and generally the upper part of his face is quite sharp. With his hood pulled back, you can now see he's got white hair just kind of like coming out at different angles. You can see that this is a hobgoblin. A wide jaw to him but with no protruding fangs and some large pointed ears spinning backwards. As you land and you brush yourself down, and as Ezador and Dix enter, the figure...
Sorry, can I blink in? Because I'm right at the other end of the...
Yes, you just suddenly... And then next to you, Ezador appears. And as this happens, the figure looks down. Gregor. This is a surprise. An unwelcome one, of course, but I must admit.
Draflan, I remember.
You do remember me. That's good to know.
Yeah, your name's been mentioned here and there.
I imagine it has.
I have a bit of a question for you. Aren't you supposed to be dead?
Whatever gave you that impression?
Well, I mean, Rag told me what he did to you, so how the heck can you still be standing?
He takes a second, a look of confusion flashes across his face, and you can see him furrow his brow as he's kind of like stood on the very edge of the stage, looking down on you all. But suddenly, a sense of realization passes over. Oh. I believe you might be thinking about one of my accomplices, Muruk.
Oh, Muruk, I'm sorry. I always get goblins mixed up. You all look the same.
A flash of annoyance spreads across his face before settling down. You know, Gregor, for someone who is calling himself a hero, someone who is wanting to banish the apparent evils of Merkel from this land, I should not be surprised that you're prejudiced. You are, after all, just a dog of King Titan and of Talos.
You're right about one thing.
That you're a dog, always following commands, thinking yourself as a hero, and yet all you do is bring ruination across the lands. Did you forget, Gregor, what you and your former accomplices did to the Crystal Elves, to your new accomplices that you have so rapidly replaced Ragnarok and Ivok with, know the true depth of your evil, of your actions that you carried out in the Crystal Caves?
I am not saying I'm perfect. I do my best.
Your best evidently is not good enough. Although...
Well, that's your opinion.
I suppose I should thank you from your buffoonery and those of your former companions. Crystal Elves are no more, which means questions of my cult cannot be spread anywhere. No one has to ask why the previous group before you took so many crystals. I should thank you, really. So-called hero, helping me.
Yeah, I don't really know how to answer that, but, well,
Of
what I do
course
know
not.
is you are all stuck in this, I don't know what you call this place, but I do know that none of you are going to get out of here alive.
Oh, ever the optimist. Tell me, Gregor, the last time you had this kind of arrogance, how did that work out?
Probably not in my favor, but...
A dead companion, another dead companion, a monk, and a bard. And of course, the best one of all, your dragon. Almost like a brother in arms to you. And now you've brought two more. The wayward soul, lost from all time, a hero to some. But I know your true nature, Ezador. We may have only met in passing in Deep Doom, but I know of your tale. The statue up top tells of it. The hero. And the monster. I assume Jax is still there with you.
Yes,
So-
yes. Yes, he is. But I'm
talking.
afraid that he's not as patient as I am. He's nodded off with all your monologuing.
Well, beasts can't appreciate fine art, can they?
No.
And where's that little... So, please go ahead. Go ahead. You're already too late.
For what exactly?
The resurrection of Merkel.
I just turn to Dix and Ezador. Yeah, he's trying to resurrect Merkel.
Yeah, we need to kill him now.
Oh,
Agreed.
the little gnome. I didn't see you down there, my friend. Dix, wasn't it?
That's correct.
How do you feel being partnered with a mass murderer such as Gregor, willing to replace his friend so quickly?
I'm alright with it.
I'm not quite sure how to react to that. I was expecting a little more emotion, to be honest. But scum attracts scum, does it not?
If said scum here is attracting us to you, then yes, I agree.
Are you agreed that you're calling me scum?
That's
I just
right.
need to roll
Fist
something
bump
here.
up.
Why am I scum?
He takes a step back and he holds his head as he takes 1 point of psychic damage from that quite vicious assault, really. Jesus, guys. Not going to lie, did not quite expect such viciousness from your kind.
Oh well, I'm canny.
He hasn't even got into the mum jokes yet.
An actual smile spreads across Dravlin's face. You see this? This does bring me joy. The optimism, the courage of so-called heroes right before it is dashed. I assume you are here for the girl, are you not?
Right, I'm getting bored of this. Can I start charging to the closest cult member?
Yes, the closest cult member is stood between Dravlan and the stage, kind of like where one of these, where the glowing symbols are. He's kind of stood between that and a crate.
Right.
Next to him in the centre is Vesh, though, and Vesh is still kind of huddled over, just sobbing quietly to herself, blood dripping from her face.
Right, I just give a quick look at her, like, ooh, that looks nasty. And then I just look straight at the cult member, and as I start pelleting it, can I put the ring of invisibility on?
Roll me a sleight of hand, please.
What's the range here?
The squares are 5
Too
feet.
much. Yeah, sorry, I was just talking out loud.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Looks like we're on the go. Can I just quickly say to Dix, do you want to get the little hamster or shall I?
I could try something, I suppose.
Ezador, you do need to move your token, though, I'm afraid, mate.
Oh, but I moved it. I just blinked next to Gregor, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Whoop.
So, yes,
Sorry.
you've all got one action before what will happen. So, Gregor, you wanted to slip on the ring of invisibility. Roll me a sleight of hand.
Can I use my point of inspiration, please?
You can, yes.
Right.
Can I try and charm
Who are you trying to charm?
Draftland?
If you are in reach, then yes, you can.
Yeah, I am in reach, yeah. 60 feet.
20.
So 20. So okay, Gregor,
Not natural.
you are running towards this cult member as you slip on the ring, and whoop, you're gone. Dix, how are you trying to charm Dravlan?
Just with a mama joke.
Yes, because he reacted half decently to it. Yeah. Okay, so what? Coogan?
So I'll just tip my hat and just say, "See if your mama can catch this." And blow a charm.
Okay, what is the save I need to make?
Sorry, scrap that. I was looking at another spell. The range is only 30 feet. My bad.
You say that and nothing happens, and Dravlan's just like, I'm
I
still
had another
waiting,
spell up.
gnome. I am still waiting.
Unless you'll...
I'll allow you to have another action.
Yeah, no, I know that. It was just I was just trying to figure out whether I wanted to move or not. Circle back to me.
Okay, Ezador, what are you up to? As it is looking... So again?
I am going to... Well, I want to run over to... what's her name? The hamster.
Vesh.
Vesh. I want to run up to Vesh.
Okay. And what are you doing when you reach her? You are able to run up to her. As you are running up, two of the cultists, all three of the cultists that are placed around the area, so two at the peaks and one near a desk, all look at you, and Dravlin just kind of lifts his hand up. Let him. As I say, they are far too late.
Okay, I'm going to put my hand on Vesh and go, you alright there, there's a Vesh.
You just hit it. I'm so sorry. They were so much stuff to me.
Oh, don't worry, we'll have you out here in no time. Can I haven't actually done an action, but I did use all my run to get there. Is that it?
I'll let you have an action. It's basically a turn, essentially. So Gregor has been able to move next to the cultist, I'm assuming, with his ring of invisibility on.
Yes.
Yeah, so place yourself next to that cultist then. So yes, you can have an action.
Right, can I...
No.
Just...
You've done your action. You've put your ring on.
Oh, fine.
Ezador has an action because he's just gone over to Vesh. Sorry.
I take it one tile is 5 foot, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Ah. Alright, let's do something. Alright, let's do this. You know what? I'm just going to do a blade ward.
Okay, so what on Vesh?
Yeah,
you?
if I can. I was looking to see if I could do that, but it just says, yeah, I must be able to.
I feel, I'll just double check, but I'm fairly sure you can cast Blade Ward on someone else.
Well, it's a rune, innit? You extend your hand and trace a sigil of warding in the air.
Yeah, it just says you.
Bludgeoning and piercing and slashing damage dealt by weapon attacks.
Give me 1 second. No, unfortunately, it can only just be on you, I'm afraid.
Oh. Okay. Can I change that then?
However, roll me just a straight up Arcana check if you wish to try it on Vesh.
Okay. Oh God. Arcana. I've rolled now, so I've done it. Right, put that in its own window. There we go. Right, Arcana. So that's 2 plus 6. 8.
8. Okay, let me just... Okay. You trace the symbols in the air and you place your hand on her shoulder. You feel like something has happened. Not quite what you wanted to happen though, but you do feel like she is protected from some forms of attacks.
Okay.
And finally, Dix.
I'm just going to go in for a shocking grasp on Draftland.
Okay, I'm assuming you have the range for that. Yeah, I'm assuming you have the range for that, yeah? If you've got the movement speed to reach him, you can do that, but it's a touch one.
Do we need the movement speed if we're not in combat?
Just because this is it's a turn of action before combat.
It's an encounter.
Because this is basically happening as he's just finished monologuing. You can see he's about to do something,
I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to change that to Ray of Sickness instead.
Okay. So
yes, so a ray of sickening greenish energy lashes out towards a creature within range.
Yep.
I need to make a spell attack against a target.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes first, yeah?
That's a good shout.
That's an 18.
An 18. That just makes it.
Nice. Okay. So that's going to be 2d8.
Yep.
And you need to make a con saving throw of 15.
Okay. He saves.
Okay. And that is also 2d8. That's a shit roll. It's 3 damage.
So.
And he saves the save. Yeah, the con save, yeah?
Yeah, he beat that.
That's a shame.
So -3, you say. So how do you do this ray of sickness then?
I'm going to stay behind where everyone is, obviously. I'm tucked behind this wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking through the line of sight behind Gregor. And I'm just crouching down. Save for the hat. Don't want him to know that I've done it, really.
It's going to be a bit difficult when it hits him.
Yeah, I know.
So you're crouching, trying to hide.
That was just in case it failed.
As you're trying to hide, Dravlan is still looking around the area. I am conflicted. You see, we have already achieved our goals. What harm is the little squirrel girl to let go? But then again, we have not fulfilled our contract with Halfwood. So, unfortunately for you all, she cannot be allowed to... And as he's about to say that, he just takes a step back and just kind of reaches to his mouth and just kind of wipes. You see, I try to be nice. I try to avoid bloodshed. But like I said, scum attracts scum.
Do it, Ezador, do it now.
You leave me no choice. Attack them. Wipe them off the face of the Aflock. Roll initiative.
Hey.
Okay, so order of combat then is Dix, Cultist 2, Ezador, Dravlan, Cultist 1, Gregor, then Cultist 3. So, sorry, were you going to say something there, Coogan?
No, I was just nearly last there. It's like, oh, great.
Yeah, almost last, not quite. Will this do? Yeah, we'll have a lively battle track for this one. Okay, so Dix, you, my friend, are up first.
Oh, God. Not prepared for this. Alright, okay. Screw it. I'm going to cast Blair.
Okay, how does that work?
So
Tony
this
Blair.
is... No, just Blair. Blairing myself. So it costs me an action. My body becomes blared, shifting and wavering to all who can see me. For the duration, any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against me.
Okay.
An attacker is immune to this effect if it doesn't rely on sight, as with blind sight, or can see through illusions with true sight.
Okay. So how are you doing this then? How are you conjuring this around yourself?
Subtly. So, what can it? Will you allow me to do it with my move?
Yes. It'll
Yeah.
just cost your
Okay.
movement and your action.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to move straight towards where Vesh is.
Mm-hmm.
So 5, and as I'm doing so, I'm sort of waving in and out as I'm lifting my hat off and I'm waving through, and I'm sort of creating that sort of illusion as if I'm shifting, and then it'll eventually turn into a blare just as I'm moving across this path here.
Okay, yeah. So as you're starting to pick up speed, you're starting to dip and dive, move around, your form starts to become more blurred, a bit more intangible to everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay, and is that your movement go done then?
That's for me. My go done.
Okay, so Cultist 2 then, it has pretty much just seen a Dragonborn charge at him and then turn invisible. So this guy is kind of like looking around in a bit of confusion. He's not really sure what to do. So instead, he decides that the best thing to do would be to make his way to Dravlan to protect his master, essentially. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Was I not locked in combat with him?
You are, so you have a attack of opportunity on him. However, this will reveal you to him.
Ooh. Even if I miss?
Even if you miss, you've made the attack.
Bollocks.
You don't have to take attack of opportunity if you don't wish.
No, actually, I'm going to leave it for now.
Okay, yeah. So he makes his way, he kind of sprints away and just turns to face towards the room. He's kind of like stood below this stage, which is just a bit taller than him, and it is lit by candles. So the three of you can't really see this cultist's face, but the surrounding area around him is lit up, but his face is just cast in shadows. He draws out a long blade and just holds it directly in front of him, preparing himself. Ezador, we're up to you.
Right. I'll stay with Vesh. So I will do magic missiles.
Okay, who are you aiming for?
I'll do all 3 cultists.
Okay, so how are you doing this then? What form is this taking from Ezador?
Okay, well, I've still got my hand on Vesh, doing that ward thing. I'll just rub my other hand and go, get the missiles going. Maybe
So it
hovering
starts
around
swirling around, this bright purple light swirling.
and then just say something really cool, like, time for fireworks. And then shoot them.
These missiles flare out, taking almost the form of fireworks, with like what damage does that do? Because I believe magic missiles always hit.
Yes, well, it's 120 feet, and it's 1d4 plus 1 damage, and I can do it at my level.
Yep.
I've only got it filled in the first spell slot.
I believe at your level you'd be on level 2 spells, so you can upcast it.
So I'll do it to the second level, which means I have 4.
Okay, so where is this 4th missile going then?
I'll do Vesh then. Why not?
Vesh.
Not Vesh.
I was going to say, are you sure you want to do that? Do you mean Dravlan?
Javelin, yeah.
Okay, roll your damage then, as these 3 missiles start going, just spreading out, but then a 4th one just poofs into existence, and another.
Second level, bitch. Sorry.
Justin's just like, I do not know what you mean by second level.
Well, what am I rolling for?
You're rolling your 1d4.
Your
damage. Yeah, magic missile always hits.
Yeah. I was like, it's 4 plus 1, which makes no sense. Right, so I need to do that 4 times.
Yes.
Alright, Javelin. Boom.
Yes.
3, that's 4.
So -4. So the first impacts straight onto his chest. He takes a step back, stumbles slightly, but then just. Well. Cultist 2, I'm assuming?
Yeah, just peppering you up. Cultist 2, 3.
The second missile hits Cultist 2 square in the face, blasts his hood off, and you can see a relatively elderly man. You'd say he's probably within about 5 years of you, Ezador, in terms of looks. The magic missile hits him in the face. He drops his sword that is now clattered onto the floor, and he grasps his face as one side of it is badly singed.
Nice.
Cult is 3.
Yep.
Boom. 5.
Again, the missile straight into his throat. It just starts heaving a little bit as it deals a fair amount of damage to him. And finally,
Hello.
Cultist 1.
Cult is 1. 5.
And again, another. This one hits him square in the chest, and again, just a not quite a scream of pain, but an outlet of pain from him.
Okay. Can I move then with
You can.
Vesh
Yes.
east?
East. Okay, so like heading back towards the doorway then.
Yeah. Get him over.
Okay. Okay, so yes, you kind of grab onto her little hand, and you start pulling her back east.
As far as I can go east.
Okay, what is your movement?
30 feet walking.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So Vesh is following behind you then. And as Dravlan sees you start to drag her away, it is now Dravlan's turn. He kind of readies himself and just drops straight down off the stage itself. I was going to let you take her, but now I am not so sure that you even deserve a creature with such potential. And as he says that, the DM definitely doesn't reload his spell. He casts Hold Person at 3rd level on Vesh.
Can
Go
I
on.
take a reaction there?
It depends what the reaction is, and if it is a reaction.
Counter spell.
Okay.
It's one reaction which you take when you see a creature within 60 feet of you casting a spell.
He is in 60 feet. What level does Counterspell work up to?
Fair. It works up to 4th level.
Okay, so that is a spell slot from you then, as Dravlan just says, I am not so sure you deserve someone of her potential. He reaches out, and he starts kind of like gripping towards her to try and stop her using Hold Person. How do you counterspell, Dix?
Counter spell by raising a hand and trying to catch the spell in the palm.
Okay, this works because you
Berry,
are...
that, wasn't it?
It was very Matt Berry, was that? This works because you are literally stood behind Vesh. So as this magical incarnation of spell starts rippling towards her, you kind of like reach up between her and Ezador, and just before the spell touches her, it swirls around in your hand violently before out of existence. Dravlan does not look like a happy man, to be quite honest. He is a little bit pissed at you, Dix.
Let's just finish the counter spell thing first, because there's still some stuff that needs to be done.
Go on.
So it was, if the creature's cast a spell, it's a 3rd level spell, you said, wasn't it?
Yes, it was 3rd level.
Oh, right, that's fine then. So if it's casting a spell of 3rd level or lower, its spell fails and has no effect.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine then. If it's 4th, I need to do something for it.
Yes, that's why I was asking about what level you've got. So
So we just missed some stuff there, but that's all right. So I've caught it, yeah?
Yep. And I'm assuming it just
Yes.
just kind of like almost shatters.
I'm just going to absorb it and just sit with
Just
it.
zooms into you.
It's mine now.
For a split second, you feel your entire body grow rigid, almost like you're held in by chains, and then just each of these chains snaps, freeing you. And the spell, you don't gain anything from it, but yeah, the spell is now inside of you. As Dravlan looks with a mixture of shock and annoyance, he starts making his way with purpose. 5, 10, 15,
Good catch,
20.
little Dix.
Aha, I'd suggest you should make haste. Ezador, let's go.
So
At haste
he
we will make.
manages to just about reach Vesh almost. He is about 5 feet away from her. And at this point, he is going to use his second attack
Yeah, I should have pushed it for me.
to do. One second, I just need to check how this one works for him. As he makes his way to Vesh, he sees you, Dix, the little gnome who has just stopped his spell. He is brimming with fury. Suppose you see yourself as righteous, do you not?
I try my best.
Just need to roll something for Dravelon here.
No.
He just bursts out.
Knowledge?
He chuckles slightly. Let's see if you can say it. Let's see. You can take a sacred flame, shall we? And he again reaches out forwards.
Let's just double check what I had from my last spell. Now, that was a concentration of up to 1 minute.
What? Counterspell?
Sorry. No, not counterspell, sorry. The duration was 1 minute from the previous spell I had.
Oh, blur. Oh, yes, it's disadvantage, isn't it?
You see, yes. So any creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Okay, so the way that Sacred Flame works, with him casting it at that level, you must succeed on a Dex saving throw, so you get advantage on this Dex saving throw then.
Alright.
The save will be... So that plus Dex, because it's not a normal one. 16.
16.
16. You're lucky it's not a normal spell attack, because it's much worse.
No, well, I've not made it. That's a 9.
Okay, so you take... That's not... The fun of having so many dice. As he reaches up and just kind of like chucks this flame almost daintily between Vesh and Ezador towards you, you take 6 points of burning damage. 6 points of radiant damage, not burning damage.
Okay. Oh. I suppose I deserve that.
Finally, one of you with a sense of humour.
Yes.
Just chuckles again to himself slightly.
Grab Ezador's leg.
Just scrabbling for his leg.
That really hurt.
I have an owie.
Got that potion, don't you?
I do. I don't need it just yet.
So, at this point, seeing what's happening, Cultist 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get to there. Also tries to converge on you guys. Seeing that Dravelon is essentially attacking Dix, this guy is also going to try to make an attack. And he reaches into his pocket, not into his pocket, reaches down into his bandolier and pulls out a small throwing knife. However, rather than attacking Dix, he's going for the one who has Vesh, who has Vesh's hand. He reaches back and launches a throwing knife at you, Ezador. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Yes, so you take... 3 points of damage. And roll me a Constitution save, please.
Constitution, yeah?
Yes, you are looking to be a 14.
Oh, well, I've done it without my buff. I've got 15.
Okay, so this dagger kind of like slams into the back of your shoulder blade. You feel quite an immense pain directly, like where your shoulder blade is just below your neck. Kind of like a sudden type of thing. You feel almost an instinct to let go of Vesh from shock, but instead it just causes your hand to grip tighter onto her. We are now up to Gregor, I believe.
Woohoo!
Yes, we are up to Gregor.
All right, after seeing Draftland jump off the stage and run very close to Vesh, I am literally just gonna come up to him, at the side of him, and still in my visible form, I'm just gonna put my hand right up to his face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt at level 6.
Jesus.
Third level, should I say.
I was going to say, I didn't think that you had 6 level spells yet. Fucking hell, you're not pissing around today. Okay, so third level Guiding Bolt. How does this work for you then?
Well, I just roll for it.
It is a ranged spell attack against the target. Because you are placing it against his head, I need you to roll with disadvantage, I'm afraid.
Disadvantage?
Yes, if you make a ranged spell attack too close. Okay. If you make any ranged attack too close, then you take a disadvantage, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm gonna change my mind on that. And I don't
think that's really fair.
Fine. All right, fine. I'll do it then.
I knew he was going to say that.
Yeah, I can't. If this was early in the campaign, I would have allowed that, but this is...
Fine, yeah.
I almost let that go then.
20. No, it's thingy, isn't it?
It's disadvantage, I'm afraid.
11. I was like, 17, get in there.
Ooh, okay. I just need to roll for something here. Nope. So, I didn't expect to trigger this so quickly. As you place your hand on Drathland's face for a guiding bolt, you feel the righteous fury well up inside of you. Reach from your chest, straight up your arm, you hear it into your hand. And as you push forward, Drathland notices, and with just the slightest of movement, moves his face ever so slightly. There's a... as this guiding bolt misses, slamming into chests on the other side. As the chests fly upwards, tinkling noises can be heard as new mine crystals fall. Everyone roll a quick perception check, please.
17.
17.
Oh my god. Someone rolling my dice, not 20.
Natural 20.
Oh, is it perception?
Yes, please.
20, not natural.
Okay, you all see this then. Let me just open this. As the guiding bolt misses and it hits the chests and the new mine crystals fly up in the air, you see two of them, both bright green, crack just with a and then shatter with a and more as more and more energy leaks out of these crystals, and then suddenly the entire place starts shaking heavily, harder than you ever thought was possible. And as it starts shaking, you all look down and you see starting to protrude from the ground two tree shoots, rapidly smashing through the boards with a heavy At first you think that's it. The tree roots are keeping on rising, and you all realise with horror that you are rising with them. As the floor... Sorry, Dix?
I was just see if I could talk
Yeah,
to Ezador. Ezador, we're all together. Your watch, you remember the horse cart?
Yeah. I'm actually waiting for my girl.
Take us over.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
I wanted to say it just in case he was going to fucking kill us all.
I remember that. I'm waiting for my
Rising.
girl to come round.
The floor is rising rapidly. You hear more crunching noises, and as you look around, you can see that the doorways that are open leading into the corridor. The corridor is no longer there. You are rising at a very, very rapid rate, faster than you thought imaginable. Within a second, you hear another terrible as you burst through the lower area of the dark area, as you shatter through the bedrock. And as the walls start falling away from the damage, you see that you are rising higher and higher and higher in the air, well above Salt Harbour. You've smashed through the commercial area. And as the stage essentially starts rising, as the floors start rising and rising, you start to feel it a bit more difficult to breathe. You hear a very confused bird, kind of like, ah, as it passes by. You burst through the cloud tops. You hang there for a second. As you look around, you can see the other rooms that were dragged along with you start to fall. One tree root suddenly disappears, and so does the other. You are kind of left hanging in the air for a split second, and then you start tilting one way and another. Everyone roll me a strength check, please.
Right, I'm grabbing on to Dix and Vesh.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, to help stabilize them.
Well, yeah, I'm keeping locked tight to them like that.
Okay.
I thought he was going to say, I keep hold of these and I'm going to press the button, leaving me.
Well,
I mean,
we have
given
to
that you are
out.
hundreds of feet in the air, Deeks, roll yours with advantage, please.
I got a nat 20 on my first one, so...
I mean, I assume we're out of combat now, aren't we?
This is kind of a pause in combat.
Oh, God.
This is a different phase, if you will. A phase 2, if you will.
13.
13, okay. Ezador, you need to roll with disadvantage, I'm afraid, because you are holding on to them.
What am I rolling for again, sorry?
Strength, please.
Strength.
Yes.
Not bad, but great. 13.
13, okay. Let me just roll for these guys. Too bad. Sorry, I'm also needing to just quickly calculate that as well. Okay, so Deeks, you got a natural 20.
Yeah.
Gregor, you got a
13.
And Ezador, you got a
13.
13. Okay. So then, with that roll, Ezador, as you're kind of like holding on to Vesh, unfortunately, you do not manage to keep hold of her. You kind of like start tilting backwards and you start rolling back and you slam against the stage with a heavy As that happens, Vesh starts falling forwards a little bit. But Deeks, luckily, you are able to run after her and just kind of keep hold of her on the very, very edge of this platform. As you see that, you see one of the cultists just pretty much, you see cultist 3 pretty much fly off the side with a kind of a scream of desperation as he falls off, just a Wilhelm scream, if you will, if one could do a Wilhelm scream, but one can't. Gregor, you manage to just about keep your footing before starting to tumble backwards. You come incredibly close to dropping into the lower area beneath you, the other part of the warehouse that was ripped out.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Dravlan has found himself pulled all the way back to the far end of the room, or the remnants of the room, and the third cultist is teetering dangerously close to another hole.
Ooh, nice.
And
Is
yeah,
this us in the air?
this is you guys in the air. If you zoom out a little bit, you might be able to
Yeah. Can see
see
it.
a
Clouds.
Well,
clouds
Ebchav's going to be
and-
pissed.
Yeah, Salt
Salt
Harbour, isn't it?
Harbour. It is. And there in the distance in the other corner is one of the other rooms falling away.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
Right, now let's blink back.
Yeah, fine.
25 feet, I'm afraid. So,
Oh, it is, isn't it?
It is.
25 feet.
Ah,
like I said, someone may have calculated a lot for this run through.
can't I just
So-
blink when I'm 25 feet off the ground?
See, then we have to take into effect physics, terminal velocity, and inertia.
I did the math.
Did you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Fine.
Tell me, Ezador, when does one reach terminal velocity?
No problem.
Tell me, Ezador,
Yeah?
what's terminal velocity?
318 mile per hour.
Sure would be a shame if we were definitely going to reach that. Nonetheless, Gregor,
10
you
times every meter.
guys, I pray that you do not make me have to calculate terminal velocity for each of your falling characters depending on their weights and the distance.
Thinking distance.
pray.
25
pray.
meters.
Gregor, I believe you said that you had not quite finished your turn.
I was going to use a bonus action
I've got a carpet.
to cast.
Okay?
Yeah, I've got a bonus action, my spiritual weapon.
Okay, how are you doing that then?
To be honest, I was going to use on Draftland just before, after I missed.
Well, Cultist 2 is still next to you. He is kind of like scrambled. He's gripping on, but as the platform, what is now essentially a platform, has kind of like balanced itself out before it starts dropping, he started to push himself back up to his feet.
Yeah, can I use my spiritual weapon to knock him straight on his ass again?
Okay, how do you summon this weapon then?
Let's have a look. You create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration or until you cast this spell again.
Okay.
When you cast a spell, you make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 foot
Okay.
of the weapon. On a hit, the target takes force damage equal to 1d8.
Okay, so how are you summoning this weapon then? What is this weapon itself? What does it look like to you?
Basically, as I'm swinging, I'm like swinging my hand around, and then I form, what do you call it? What do you call it? Like a ball and a chain.
Oh, that's not a mace. Just call it ball and chain.
Yeah, just a ball and chain with like some spikes, and I swing it, and as he's just about to rise, I'm going to knock him straight into the head.
Okay, roll to hit.
Lovely. Ooh, that's good. 19.
That definitely hits. So roll your damage.
Lovely. It's just, I believe. Spiritual weapon. 1d8 plus 2. Yeah. Oh, wait, actually. On a level 3, it doesn't seem to change. Is that normal? The damage just seems to be the same.
I believe so. Let me have a quick look for you.
Check the bottom part of the description on the actual spell to see if it says it goes up.
1d8 for every 2 spell slots above third. Above second, sorry. So it would do it on 4th level, 6th level, 8th level.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's no real tangible effect for you doing it at 3rd level.
No, fair enough. Okay, I'm gonna dial it back. I think it's it. No, it's not a cantrip. Never mind. Guide and ball. There's where are you? Spiritual weapon is at 2nd level.
Okay, so yeah, roll your damage.
That's 1d8. Ooh, not bad. 8 altogether. Force damage.
Okay, so as you swing this ball and chain towards him, it cracks him underneath and lifts him off the floor. He kind of staggers back, but just about keeps his footing. But as he kind of raises his face, you see his jaw is almost hanging off. He's gushing blood from the wound on his face, just unable
Out
to
of my
speak.
way! I'm here to kill a goblin.
And that is the end of your go then. So we
Yes.
are back up to you, Dix.
Oh, is that cultist back on the ground again?
What, C2? No,
Yeah.
he managed to keep his footing. Just. I believe I've already given you... Yeah, you should be able to control yours, JB.
Can I? Yeah. Yeah, I can. Now, I'm debating two different things here.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say a 20-foot circle would be? Because I can never work this out. Is that 4 squares together?
I would say draw a circle, use yourself as the point of it, and then draw... that's a good question. Let me just have a think myself on this, because that is a good question. If you use that as the point...
But it's kept coming up a couple of times. I've not used it because I can't quite work out what that means.
I do remember you've done it as radius before.
Yeah, so I think... Is that 5, 10, 15, 20... 20.
But yeah, it could be a wee word, couldn't it?
So if that is your centre there, Dix, I would say that is a 20-foot radius.
Bigger than I thought. Then I was thinking like a Windows icon, 4 squares.
Right.
And how are you working that out? 2 squares to the left, 2 squares to the right.
Yeah, but I've realised that. I'm doing it basically as 4 squares across. Like, if you can see, well, you can't see, there's a box basically around the circle, and I'm making it so that the box itself takes up 4 squares each, rather than the circle itself. So that would be the circumference. That is 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Four,
you have to
one,
make a decision that's either 1.5 at each side, or 2 on each side.
Yeah, I'm going to say how it works is that if you draw the circle yourself, there is a box around where you draw the circle. So that box has to take up 4 squares across and 4 squares down. And then the circle inside of that is your 20-foot. So essentially what I've drawn there is your 20-foot radius. And if we're doing it from the centre of you, it would be about there-ish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to know for future. I'm not going to use it right now.
That's fair. I will just move that into the clouds.
What I am going to do though is grab Vesh.
Yeah.
I'm going to head this way.
Which way is this way, please?
This way.
I meant describe it all to you, please.
Sorry. So, towards the southwest of this platform we're on.
Yeah.
Closest towards the sea.
Okay, so kind of like where there is a bit of a hole that's opened up to one of the lower areas underneath you.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, if you're pulling Vesh along, then she definitely comes along with you.
Come on, Vesh. And what I'd like to do is, I'm going to say to her, stay close.
Okay.
Keep an eye around yourself.
Okay.
And stay with me. I'm just going to try something here.
Her eyes widen slightly.
I'm going to raise my hands up.
Yep.
I'm going to shout, Renariel!
Beg your pardon?
What this does is it opens my folding boat.
Oh yes, go for it.
So it's a box that unfolds into a ship 24 feet long and 8 feet wide and 6 feet deep. The ship has a deck, rowing seats, 5 sets of oars, a steering oar, an anchor, a deck cabin, and a mast with a square sail. The ship can hold 15 medium creatures comfortably.
Blimey.
Jesus.
And I'm just going to sit in it
Okay.
with Vesh.
So this boat, after you open the box, this boat just kind of just into existence. What size is the boat in dimension? Sorry.
The size was 24 feet long.
24 feet long. Okay, so that is about 5. That is about 5 squares. So are you at the tip of the boat or in the center of it?
What, where am I myself?
Yes. Where are you sitting in the boat?
I would sit round about the center, I'd say.
Okay, so 2 in front of you, 2 behind you, you in the center. I'm assuming 1, 2.
It's 8 feet
1,
wide.
2. It kind of comes out similar to around about here then, just like on the very edge, I'm assuming, of the actual building itself as it's then.
What I was trying to achieve is it's just resting on the tip.
Yeah, so it's almost balancing on the edge.
Yeah, it's almost balancing on the edge, yeah. For the next step. But I'm just sitting patiently in there with Vesh and hoping everybody else just sort of sees the boat and maybe maybe heads this direction.
Does
with a swift kick from Jax.
I like that. Does it say how much it weighs, this boat?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, I'm gonna have to roll.
The weight of the box itself that it comes out of is only 4 pound.
Okay, yeah, so this boat bumps into existence, and for a split second, as you sit into it, as you and Vesh both sit into it on the very edge of this building, it ever so slightly tips, almost an imperceptible amount. But as you're kind of like looking, waiting for everyone else to like join you, you see more of the crystals start just rolling towards you. Quite slowly, but there's a slight tilt to it.
Okay, well I'm going to keep that balance and move accordingly for that balance.
Yep.
As that is a move and an action there.
Yes.
That'll do for me.
Okay, so we are now up to Cultist 2 then, who is locked in mortal combat with Gregor. Definitely can probably make this. He picks up his sword once more. By picks up, I mean draws his sword. And he's going to make a slashing attack at Gregor. And I'm assuming a 14 won't hit you.
Say again.
I'm assuming a 14 doesn't hit you.
Ooh, just misses. I have changed my armor to it is a 14 now.
It's 14. So attacker wins.
Oh, bollocks.
We've always done attacker wins, I'm afraid.
Fine.
Okay. So that will be... Nice. As he slashes down and across, you take 7 points of damage. As it kind of like, you try to block it yourself, I'm assuming just with like your gauntlets or something like that.
Yeah.
And it kind of like skitters across the gauntlet at first, but then digs in where your shoulder is, just sweeps up, and there's a splash of blood that raises high in the air before splattering back down on this ground. He says nothing. He cannot say anything. His jaw is literally hanging. It's like, oh.
Nothing to say. Nope, don't understand that language.
We are now up to Ezador.
This boat intrigues me.
I should have used my bonus action, should I, to shout at it?
Should have.
What was the range on this blink watch thing?
25 feet. Using it doesn't expend your movement action, I don't believe.
Wait, it's an action.
It is an action, yes. So you can theoretically, let me just double check here, but you can theoretically, you can theoretically use the blink watch and then do your full movement action.
Well, I mean, still need to deal with this job one, but I'm gonna have to find out what this boat thing's about. Okay, I'm gonna go as far as I can south, which is
Yep.
5, 10,
Yep.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Yep, so you're kind of dashing
running?
down. Yep.
Can
If
I
you're
do it?
dashing, then that's double your movement, but you can't then use your blink watch because dashing costs you an action.
But I'll go further if I'm running.
I was going to say, you've got to kind of like weigh up.
Yeah,
Can you
5,
get further by running?
15, 20, 25, 30, 40. So I've dashed. I've run all the way up to here.
Okay, yeah, so you dash back away from the... You push yourself up off the stage and you start sprinting, having seen this boat just poof into existence. You sprint through the 2 glowing sigil circles and you pass by one of the desks. As you pass by the desk, roll me a quick perception check, please.
$18.
18. You can see that 2 of the new mine crystals there are starting to vibrate rapidly. They are yellow new mine crystals. There's more.
I can't do anything though now, can I?
You cannot. It's not going to. Roll me an Arcana check, please.
$17.
The way that they're vibrating and the frequency of it, they don't look like they're going to explode again anytime soon. But any sudden movement to them, any impact on them, will set them off. And you unfortunately do not know what the yellow new mine crystals do.
Right, okay. Well, I think that's it. I think I'm done then, aren't I?
I believe you are. So we are now.
Can I just go to Dix and go?
I'm going to allow that. Just a quick. You two are just like signing to each other. Ezador confused. Dix ushering you to come towards him. It is now up. We are now up to Dravlan. Dravlan pushes himself up, and seeing that this boat has popped into existence, he starts moving. 5, 10, 15.
I've trusted you here, you know. That you know what you're doing with this boat.
He manages to make it.
I can't say.
If I get on it and you're like, what? Just ran all the way over here.
Whilst I really hope JB has an amazing plan going, I just secretly hope he has no clue what he's doing. So you're all just sat there, just like, well, what now?
Well, I don't know.
As Dravlan is starting to make his way towards you, he sees that Vesh is in the boat, and he just screams, "Bring her back!" And with that, he reaches backwards, and you know how you did a guiding bolt, Gregor?
Yes.
Yours is a nice, lovely kind of white glow, isn't it? Kind of like a bluish, whitish
Yeah, that
radiance
sounds
to it.
about right.
There is a chittering coming from his hand as black glows start radiating around. Electricity is sparking off before it forms in his hand. He reaches back and he launches it directly at Dix.
Can I,
Are you wanting to
counterspell it?
Are you wanting to counterspell? You
Could
can.
counterspell it, yeah.
You can counterspell it. However,
Is it above 4th level?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I just check? And this is not to, piss on JB's parade and that. But just as rules-wise, how is this counter working when it's not your go then? Is that like a
It's
ready
a-
action
it's a
It's
you
a
have?
reaction.
It's a special action called a reaction. So only certain moves or spells will be reactions. So JB can't use counterspell during his go, because unless someone else counterspells him and then he can counterspell back, and so on and so forth. It gets very confusing then. But reaction spells or reaction actions can only be used, as the name suggests, in reaction to you. But let's say there were more than 2 people attacking JB in one turn, so after his turn, before his next turn, Dravlan attacks, JB uses counterspell as a reaction. Cultist 2 does some kind of spell that attacks him. JB can't use a second reaction.
And what about
He's all the way.
what about when he gets back to his turn then? Is there any debuffs or something on his go, or does he get his normal moves?
No, it just classes as a spell slot.
That is.
But
Handy stuff.
having said that, I thought Draftland was here and it's not. He's over there, and I've only got a range of 60 feet on the counter spell, haven't I? Yeah, I do. So that ain't gonna work anyway.
That is fair. Oh, actually, let me just double calculate something here because.
The D is Draftland, isn't it?
Yeah. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45,
That isn't it?
50,
It's squares.
55, 60. Yeah, you fall just short of that.
Just short, right?
But unfortunately, a guiding bolt has a range of 120 feet. So he is going to.
Go at it.
Are you still in your mist form, Jerry?
No.
Are you not?
No, well, no. It's only. It's been longer than a minute since I've done that.
It's been longer than a minute. Plus, you took a hit before anyway, and I believe that it dissipates when you take a hit, does it not?
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that. That's just from memory, but
Is it Blair, that?
blur, yeah.
Doesn't actually say.
Yeah.
Just says for the duration.
Okay, so he reaches back and he launches it towards you. And I am so sorry, but I am almost certain a 21 hits.
Yeah.
Okay. So at 5th level, that's 4. Using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, so that's 2, 3, 2,
He's
1, 2, 3.
How nasty are we talking here, Gregor?
Well, do you really want to hear?
That's all I need to hear, then, isn't it?
Yep.
It's not funny.
You take 30 points of radiant damage
Oh,
as it just straights into you. And I'm gonna let you do this roll as a con save for the boat to see if it can withstand that blast. You need to beat a 16, considering how much power was in that guiding bolt.
I need to make a con save to see if the boat is intact.
Yes.
Or to see if the boat tips over the edge.
Let's start with intact, with a con save of 16. Thank you for giving me that idea. D&D.
Well, it's just
a
because
collaborative
I've got
effort.
it's just because I've got a point of inspiration, so I wanted to know with what the results.
Let me put it this way:
4.
if the boat survives, you're gonna have to check on its balance. Then, if the boat doesn't survive, you don't have to check on its balance because there's no boat.
All right, 16, you say?
16 con save, please.
I don't know whether to use my inspiration or not.
So that wasn't a 16.
No, it wasn't 16.
Oh no!
It's nowhere fucking near it. But I don't know if this one's going to be. The 16 is a very hard roll to get. I've only got a +1 on my con, so I've got to roll a 15 at least.
It was 30 points of damage. There is power behind that bolt.
Fuck it. I'm going to inspiration it.
Go for it.
No.
So as this bolt hits, and you feel this intense pain just spread through you, Dix, you look down and you realise that Dravlan actually shot through the boat. Bro, one side of the boat is pretty much shattered completely. The other half behind you is relatively intact, but the side facing outwards towards Gregor, towards Dravlan, towards Ezador, it's pretty much gone.
Just also want to point out that I am unconscious as well.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
So as it hits Dix, you just kind of stumble back and just fall back into the crook of the boat. Thankfully, the boat doesn't tip over the edge with you pushing back into it. But it is starting to rock a little bit dangerously now. Vesh is looking very scared, understandably.
Oh, God.
Oh, yep.
Can't do anything.
So cultist 1 has perished, I believe. So Gregor, we're up to you.
Yay. Right. Did I see any of that happening, or
You heard that happening. You heard a large... You heard Dravlan screaming for Vesh to be brought back. You heard the very distinctive noise of a guiding bolt, and you heard an explosion. And maybe Deke's making a KO'd sound, like from Street Fighter.
Right. Looking at what Dravlan did, I am going to break from this guy.
Okay, if you are disengaging, so you can do this
Yes.
in 2 ways. If you disengage, that is your action, and you can't take an attack of opportunity. But that is your action gone. If
That
you
is
wish
an
to
action
retain
gone.
your action, then he takes an attack of opportunity on you.
No, I might as well focus on one person at a time.
Okay.
After seeing what Dravlan did, and I look back at the cultist thinking he's not going to let me go, I'm just going to reach round and just grab my hammer and I'm just going to
the
slam
life
down
drinker.
the life
Yes.
drinker.
Roll me an attack roll then, please.
From there, I've dropped my dice.
I can't seem to find the life drinker.
That is a nat 20.
That's what we
All right. What's your damage rolls for this?
It is basically they're not. He's not undead or anything, is he?
He is definitely not undead.
Right.
He might be in a minute, but
let me just get up.
oh wait,
life
it doesn't matter.
drinker.
Got it. So one to attacks an advantage against undead foes, but not. So it is 2d10. So roll me 4d10, please.
It's on Draftland.
Nope.
No, unfortunately, it's the cultist. Okay. 10. 15. 23.
How do you want to take this guy out?
Basically, I'm just grabbing it, and the hammer's on the side, and it's got spikes all on the side of this hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to swing it down straight into his head and hopefully encave his head in, you know, like a Mortal Kombat.
So as you swing
Knocked
it
it into the
down
body.
and it smashes into him, you meet the slightest bit of resistance for a nanosecond, and then as the hammer just stubs straight through his face, crushing his entire head down, and you continue forcing it down until it hits into the ground. And there's a heavy cracking noise as you pin this hammer into the ground. As the floorboards continue cracking around, it looks for a split second like they're going to break, but you just let up ever so slightly. This guy's head is no longer there. Blood splays out across the floor.
Right. As that happens, I turn to Draftland, point to him. You're next.
He just does not react to this.
Hey, pay attention to me.
Still pays no attention to you. So we are now up to C3 then. So 5, 10. They came out.
Oh, sorry, could I still move?
Oh yes, you can. You've not moved
Right.
yet.
Is there any chance I can come right up to Dravlan and just grapple him to the floor?
No, because you've
Oh.
already taken action. You can move right up to him, but you can't grapple him, I'm afraid.
I just move straight up to him. Hi.
You know how hard it is to be an intimidating cult of death leader when you're making me break character every 2 seconds? It's like, hi. Hey. Come around here often.
No, I'm new in the area.
So he's going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's going to, like with the other one, reach into his bandolier, whip out a throwing knife, and chuck it towards you, Gregor.
Is this cultist 3?
Yes, cultist 3. However, I already know this misses because it's quite low roll. He launches the knife towards you, and it just zoops straight past you. Just well past you, and just slowly completes its arc and falls down towards Salt Harbour.
Miss me.
With this round of combat been finished. Everyone roll me a perception check, please. Apart from Dix, apart from Dix. He's gonna have to roll something.
If I should have rolled that con save, because I was already conscious.
It was for the boat more than for you. I was just using your stats as a wee easy one. All right.
19.
19. Okay, with both of those then. So, Ezador, you realise that this building is starting to pick up more pace as it's starting to plummet further and further down. You realise you don't have too much time left until it hits the ground. Gregor, with yours, you realise it's also picking up speed as it starts tilting further and the boat carrying Dix and Vesh starts rocking even more precariously. You see the ground starting to rush towards you. First the seas, first the ocean, and then as the angle continues, you start to see Salt Harbour coming into view. You reckon you've got about 3 more turns until you smash into Salt Harbour. But additionally, with that natural 20, you can see Vesh, 1, look at Dix with shock and concern, and 2, kind of like look towards you, and it looks like she's trying to say something, although from the rushing of the wind, you're not quite sure what she's saying.
I'm sorry, what?
If you want to try, you can roll a perception check before the next round starts.
Go on then.
Sorry, Dix?
Is she not trying to help me?
This might be what Gregor finds out.
She's like,
15. Perception, you say?
Yes. You hear it.
Yes.
Over the gusts of wind, you hear us pretty much scream. Forgotten her voice there. Throw me a yellow new mine crystal! That was still a terrible voice, but you know, desperation and all that.
Alright, cool man.
Okay. If I can find one.
Okay, Dix, your first death save. You need to roll a 10 or above, I'm afraid.
16.
So that is 1 success, no failures.
Yes.
So we are up to Ezador then.
Did I hear this yellow crystal thing?
You hear yellow crystal. You don't hear everything, but you might be able to piece the context together. There is a yellow crystal. Vesh is shouting about a yellow crystal. Vesh is a crystal mage, essentially. So she could either be... Actually, let's do this a fun way. Roll me a d10. Evens, you understand what she says. Odds, you think she wants you to smash a yellow crystal.
Well, to be honest, when that yellow crystal was going, I was going to pick it up and throw it at them. So when she shouted yellow crystal, I was like, oh, wants me to throw it at them because I'm thinking it's going to blow up or something. But,
Okay. Actually, yeah. Rather than smash it, yes, it's either throw it to Vesh on evens or throw it to them on odds.
Right. It's even.
It's even, so throw it to Vesh then.
It's 4.
You hear that Vesh wants a yellow new mine crystal.
Right, I'm about to throw it at them, and they're going to be like, I'll throw it that way.
You just turn and just lob it towards. Roll me a dex check then, please.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, because I don't know if it's going to blow up or what.
Although roll it with advantage because you're throwing downwards towards them with this angle.
God for that. Fucking hell. What is it? Dexterity?
Yes.
Eight. 11.
As you launch, you kind of pull back to launch it towards the others, and then you think better of it. So you kind of like almost backhand throw it towards Vesh, but by doing that you don't really look properly, and it starts arcing over her ever so slightly. She might be able to do something with it on her go, but this moment in time it's kind of almost careening over the side.
Right, I've picked up the threads of it. Right, can I quickly unwrap this carpet thing on my back?
Mm-hmm. I'll let you unwrap it, but you can activate it on this turn.
Can I see if it's working?
Roll me Arcana. I'll let you, as a kind of, as you're lifting it up off yourself.
Nine.
You feel no magical presence emanating from it. You don't know if that's because you don't know if that's not because you've spoken its command word, or if it's because obviously with you guys rushing towards the ground at quick pace has the effect of the giant pink new mine crystal started to take effect. You are not sure which it is.
Well, I've just rolled it then. I'm just standing on it. Right?
That's fair, you just stood on this magical carpet. It is now C1's turn, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So C1 makes his way over to Gregor, who is now locked in combat with both Dravlan and Cultist 1. He raises his sword and swings down to attack. So we're flanked. A 19, I'm assuming, hits.
Yep, it does.
Okay. You take 7 points of damage as he swishes the sword right across your chest. Again, another deep gash appearing.
Right.
Yes, it's your go now.
Yeah, I was just thinking 19 is below the halfway point of 39, isn't it?
Yes. No, yes, just below it.
Just below it, is it?
Yes.
Can I activate my Cleric's Rage?
Yes, you can.
Okay, yeah, I'm just going to activate that then.
So, as it slashes into you, your mind goes blank for a second. Previously, when this sort of thing happened, you would see the form of Talos. However, now you see nothing, which enrages you further.
And I'm just going to... get my life drink. I'm just going to get my life drink. I'm going to knock back the cultist to the right of me.
Okay. As an attack or just as a strength type of thing, like pushing them away?
Yeah, pushing them away. I would say like an action, if I can use that.
Okay, roll it with advantage then.
Okay.
So you are now enraged, essentially.
Do I get advantage on this as well?
Yes, you've got advantage.
A lot better. 17.
Okay, I just need to roll for him because obviously you are tilting, you are pushing him upwards. As you kind of smack into him with the head of the hammer, I'm assuming, just to knock him upwards.
Yeah, just to knock him, yeah.
You kind of almost had a slight upward swing to it. It lifts him off the floor, and then he starts plummeting over the edge of the actual platform itself. It happens slowly at first, but rapidly as he rises above you and then falls southwards towards where Dix and Vesh are. He passes over the top of the unconscious form of Dix and passes over the crystal, which is kind of almost hanging in the air due to the fact that you've given him a bit more willing in the crystal. And that has taken him out of combat.
Hey, nice. I like to hear that. And as I've knocked him up, I just pull back the hammer and I'm just gonna go bang straight into the back of Draftland's ass.
Okay,
Just to give him like a whack, do you know, like baseball?
Okay, two things. Need to do two things here. One, let's address that right there. I knock him up. Do you know what that means? To knock someone up is to get them pregnant.
I didn't mean it like that.
And the second comment was just golden.
Yeah.
Is it about his ass?
There is that, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to be a DM here. Do you have two actions?
To be honest, I've got another. I can use another bonus action.
For
The spiritual weapon again. Can I do that?
how long does the spiritual weapon last? Is the big question.
Well, basically, I just use another spell slot,
Then-
and you can make a melee against a creature within 5 foot of the weapon on a hit. Oh, wait a minute, where is it?
Hang on, here it is. One bonus action. You create a spell until you cast the spell again. Yeah, it's definitely gone off the duration when you cast the spell. Okay, yes, you can do that as a bonus action, but you can't use your life drinker to smash Draftland's ass.
Right, fine. Fine.
Knock him up.
Gonna ram it up his ass and knock him right up.
All right, as I knock the cultist up like into the air, I just drop my hammer just with one of my hands, and all of a sudden I just make like a light hammer. I'm just gonna go straight into the back of his ass.
Still with the ass.
Yeah. Still going for that.
It's changing terminology.
Please, there's better ways to say this.
I like it my way.
I like it. Yes.
You know, there's no judgment here, Gregor. Roll to hit.
There is.
But there was. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed anymore. I'm banned.
Please roll to hit. Let's just move along from here as quickly as we can, please.
That goes. 17.
That, I believe, matches, so that will hit. Let me just double check. Yeah, roll your damage.
It is... Yeah, force damage.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's strange. Why's it done that way? Strange. 6.
Okay, so after you've knocked this other cultist off the platform, you kind of concentrate for a second and form a lighter hammer in your hand. You kind of like turn and almost backhand towards Dravlan, and you make connection with his ass.
Nice.
He just kind of, it impacts onto him, and you feel his weight shift from one side to the other as you just hear just like a from him from pain over being hit somewhere he did not expect to be hit during combat.
Yeah, you like that, don't you, bitch?
With force.
With force. Takes a lot of force into him. Jesus. Okay, so that's Gregor's go done. Thank Christ for that.
Yep.
So we are now up to Vesh then. Vesh sees this crystal start arcing over her. She reaches out for it, but it kind of slips through. It's a bit too far away from her. So stealing herself. Ezador, Gregor, you don't see this because Ezador is... Gregor, you don't see this because you're too busy hammering Dravlan's ass.
Basically.
Ezador, you see her kind of like crouch and like tense her legs. Dix, from your half unconscious, half awake state as you're struggling to keep on keeping on. You see a look of fierce determination in her eyes as she leaps off the platform towards the yellow crystal. She reaches out and she grasps it. As she grasps it, we're going to go on to the next turn, because that's her action.
Oh.
So we are up to Dix, your second death save, please. As you see this yellow crystal start glowing brighter and brighter, and
That's a natural one.
Oh.
so that's 2. That counts as 2, I'm afraid.
Oh my god, you could be dead.
A natural 20 is a 2 successes, and a natural 1 is 2 fails. If Ezador can reach you, he can stabilize you. But that's if Ezador wants to save you.
Or Vesh can.
Vesh is... Oh, I've not moved. Vesh is...
She gets her turn before me, though, doesn't she?
Vesh is currently, like, here.
Yeah, I was about
She
to
is
ask that. Is she in
over-
midair?
She is mid-air. She is, like, over the edge of the platform. She's grasped the crystal, but she is free falling right now. So you would assume that she's probably got about 2 more rounds before she hits the floor. Dix potentially has 1 more round before he hits the dirt. So,
Wow.
hard choices in D&D, guys, when you're towards the end of chapters.
Can't lose this one.
Again.
There's 2 chances.
There's 2.
Fuck,
so-
there's 2. We'll get 2 saves, though, before 1 failed.
Oh, 1 nat
Is
20.
it 3? Is it the 3rd fail you die, or is it the 4th fail you die? It's the
if
third.
you roll a
3
fail,
fails and you die.
If you roll a fail now, you're dead. Dead.
So I feel actually that this calls for a change in music
I get food.
because. Pardon? Oh yes, because I feel like this is a dire situation, and I just so happen to have a song specifically for dire situations. Ezador, we're up to you.
For all the God's sake, please work. Go! I'm gonna get this garbage to bloody work.
Okay. It starts to rise. Oh, you feel the magic oomph underneath it,
Okay.
should I say.
Okay.
As
That's
you
it.
speak the command word.
So it. The command.
How much do you weigh? Yeah, go is the command word that you've just made for it.
Cool. Yeah, I knew that.
So I believe I gave you a 4 foot by 6 foot carpet.
Yes.
Okay, how much do you weigh? How much does Ezador weigh?
12 stone.
Okay, I'm going to convert that. But yes, what do you wish to do now?
Go as fast as I can towards Vesh.
Okay, just leaving Dix to die. That's cool.
Well, I'm gonna circle. Yeah, but Vesh is the crystal.
I am
you can still
merely the
stabilise him.
narrator
Vesh is
of
a
this
crystal.
story.
We're 2 turns to about to be ground pizza. So I'm thinking I got 2 goes. He's just got to make that safe because there's nothing I can do anyway.
I can't really say anything, can I?
I'm
It's his
thinking
go.
I need to get it, and then on my next turn, if he makes his, oh yeah, he's got to make that fucking save.
Because I have to let you work this out, like go through this yourself. I can't give you any tips or anything like that.
Can I fly past him and being Dix, grab him, and keep going and try and get to Coogan? Can you?
I mean,
just work with me, Tom.
I'm trying. I've given you guys so many different bonus actions and advantages this entire fight.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go. All right. No. Yeah. I'll do it the other way around then. I will go to Dix.
Okay. You have enough space, especially with the carpet, that you can make it to Dix quite easily.
Okay. Woof.
So you zoomph on the magic carpet, just stood on the magic carpet, zoomps towards Dix.
Can I stabilize him?
I will just check the thing for that. You can stabilize him, yes. I just need to remember how you stabilize.
Medicine. Check, isn't it?
Yes. You need to roll a successful medicine check above 10. But yes, talking of working with you, I let you activate the carpet as a bonus action.
I know.
I know.
Actually, no, it's just that I've not done anything else on my go though. So surely.
Yeah, but now you've activated the carpet bonus
which
action,
is a go,
and you've flown to Dix, which is movement, and now you're stabilizing Dix, which is an action.
Oh yeah, I can't do it.
No, you can. I've just said activating the carpet is your bonus action.
No, yeah, but
You asked me to work with you.
it's cheating though, isn't it?
It's not, because I've already said that it's a bonus action.
No. So I gotta get above a 10.
Yes, I was going to say, if you want to reject the bonus action and have it as an action, I don't care. This is
just stop it.
I am but the mere. I am but a
Stabilize me.
I am but a humble narrator in this journey.
I know, but I love,
Shall we
I love
save
seeing
Dix or
Josh's
not?
stress, so I'm just dragging it out for as long as I can.
It's
Right.
going to be even better
You
if you
got
get a 9.
50-50 chance here. That's enough.
You ready? You ready?
Yep.
No.
I can't give you anything extra.
What about, have you got a point of inspiration?
You got.
I don't think. Do I?
Nope, because that was non-canon at the beginning when I said that
No.
that Coogan was a teacher's pet. Ooh,
I'm sorry. I don't.
Vesh is the only
I'm
chance.
sorry. I
here.
don't fudge. I don't fudge.
No, unfortunately, I would much rather everyone does not fudge.
Well, I know, but
I know.
yeah.
So
It's a,
we're up to Dravlon then, who is currently locked in combat with Gregor.
He's just gonna blast air out the sky now.
It's so tempting. I'm not gonna lie. It's very tempting. I don't know why the music has stopped. It should still be going. Oh, it's just repeated. So behind him, from the folds of his robe, Gregor, he pulls a long scythe out. A very long, curved scythe. He pulls it back, and he slashes across.
You get advantage.
I get advantage? Oh, yes, of course I do. Thank
Where is he?
good joke.
Who? Where's who, sorry?
Draftland.
Dravlon is next to Gregor.
Is he on the same square?
No, he's literally next to him. Is the
No, he's
D.
not on my screen. That's all.
Oh, he should be. Is he on your screen, Gregor?
Yeah, he's on my screen. I can see him.
Dix, can you see the circle emanating?
I can see the circle. Yeah.
He's cast it. It's because you're unconscious. Your eyes are shut.
Yeah.
A 13, if I remember rightly, does not hit you, does it, Gregor?
Sorry, say that again, Tom. You cut out then.
Sorry, a 13 does not hit you, does it?
No. 14 is mine.
So he swings it the first time, and you just kind of you deflect it with your spiritual weapon quite easily.
Mm-hmm.
He raises it back up again, almost kind of like as a deflection, and swings it down again for his second attack. $18 hits.
Yep,
I'm assuming?
definitely hits.
Okay. That said, guys, you're very close to the end now.
This could go serious, Peter.
Yes, that's 12, 16. So as it slashes down, it causes 16 points of damage.
Right. Also, with my Cleric's Rage, I take half the damage.
Okay, you take 8 points damage then.
Nice.
Kill.
And let's just check this. I don't think he can use this time because he's done his stuff already. But okay, no, you're fine for now then. You are fine for now. So we are up to, instead, as Dravlin
I was
has
going to
taken...
say, As he did that slice thing, I just look down, just see a little bit of blood coming out, and I just smile at him.
He's still not reacting. He's just kind of like honed in now on what's going on. There's no more joy. There's no more amusement from him. You are just problems to this man now.
Hey, look at me!
Still just does not look at you.
Look at me.
So we are now up to Vesh. So as Vesh grasps the crystal, it starts and again the frequency raises and raises. Ezador and Gregor, roll a perception please, with advantage.
Ooh.
God. 13.
Perception, did you say?
Yes, please.
19.
19. Okay. So, as the loudness of the crystals continues growing louder and louder and louder and louder, as you're looking around, trying to find the source of this emanation, every single yellow new mine crystal starts glowing, starts vibrating, starts wom 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 wom, and then everything for a split second goes bright white for all of you, including Dix, who is still unconscious, but behind his eyelids it goes white. Takes a second, and then you are back with a sudden clattering, with a sudden smashing and clattering all into the floor. The remnants of the warehouse smash. Ezador and Gregor, you go sprawling onto the floor. Dix, you kind of like just tumble out of the boat onto the floor, still almost dying. As the two of you who are still conscious look around, Vesh is knelt down, just panting again as more of these crystals start dropping around her. As you're looking around, you can see that the floor below you, looks like a riverbed. Strangely though, this riverbed is dry. Looks like it has probably been wet at some point. But right now it is dry, but you can hear rushing water. And as you look up and around, ever so slightly away from you on both sides are waves, bodies of water pushing against the edge, but unable to proceed any further, almost as if an invisible wall is preventing them from pushing any further in, almost like a magical force has forced it out. As Vesh is panting, she just kind of pushes herself back up. She is very unsteady on her feet, and she walks towards you. I tried to get us out of there, but I've only managed to do the teleportation once with the crystals, and that was where they wanted me to take them. They wanted me to take them to Lake Puentisha.
Brilliant.
She kind of like drops to one knee at this point, and she's just breathing deeply. It's one more thing that I might be able to do to help you all, but it means that I'm going to be out of action for good. I don't know if it will kill me, but if this cult is going to continue with their plans, with what they told me, with what they forced me to do, maybe you all need to be at full health.
But don't you want to come back with us? Can't you? Isn't there another way?
Just kind of laughs dryly. With what they've made me do for them, I don't know if there is any coming back. Because of me, they might bring Merkel through. And if Merkel comes through, then that's it for all of Yaflock. Raise armies of the dead, and we will be powerless to stop him.
There's got to be a better way than throwing away your life.
It's not throwing it away. He's helping you save others. Let's be honest, she just kind of laughs as a tear kind of like drops from her eye. You and that gnome over there definitely need it. A gust of wind could kill you.
Hey, I'm a lot stronger than I look.
Starts coughing up blood.
Excuse me. Just wiping it on her.
Are you accepting her help, or are you rejecting her help?
Is this really what you want to do?
I don't think little Dix would like the idea of Vesh sacrificing herself.
Do we have a choice?
You need to make a decision quick because little Dix is going to have to roll a death saving throw in a second.
I say no.
No?
Vesh,
Is that what you're saying? No?
but Vesh is an innocent bystander, just like, innocent little thing that we came to save. And Dix is a warrior, an adventurer. I think he should roll the dice.
Your guys' call.
I think Dix has the fortitude to fight and come back to us on his own accord. Sorry, Dix.
I'm sorry, Vesh, but I'm gonna have to decline your offer, and I'm gonna start pelting towards her.
Pelting towards her?
Yeah, towards the carpet and everything.
Towards the what? Sorry, the carpet?
Yeah.
What carpet? Where Dix is on, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll break...
You can help him in just 1 second, Dix. I am so sorry, but you need to roll your potential final death saving throw.
We can't let
You guys
Vesh.
had it.
We can't let Vesh kill herself. For it.
You guys had a
No,
potential.
I don't think so, no.
I personally don't think that would be the right thing. Just for
Moral
the sake-
decisions, guys.
All he's got to do is roll over a 10.
All.
Do it all the time.
When
I'm
do
going
we?
to do it then, yeah.
It's your guys' call.
Do it, it's my call.
I am but the narrator. I have presented the choices to you.
I'm going to roll.
Go on then.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Oh! So that is 2 successes, 2 fails. Okay, Gregor.
Yes.
You reach the boat. You reach the boat and the carpet, essentially. Ezador is also there, seemingly doing not much other than telling Vesh not to sacrifice herself.
Well, the conversation
Right.
is done now, so I mean we can do something, can't we?
Yeah. You can both try to stabilize him if you want. If you both
Can
try
I-
to do it at the same time, I will give whoever wants it advantage, but only one of you will do it. Otherwise, you can both try.
Well, I was just going to cast Revivify.
Revivify.
Yeah,
Two
basically, you touch a creature when it has died within the last minute.
I was going to
That
say
creature... Go on.
two things with that. One, he's not dead yet, so it wouldn't work. And
Oh.
2, if you remember, quite some time ago, we said the only times that we're going to need spell components are for big spells, such as reviving people. See, if you have a diamond worth 25,000 gold pieces,
Would a crystal do it?
depends how much it's worth. Depends what crystal it is. And also, he's not dead yet.
Right, fair enough then. I can't do that anyway. Can I... Oh, can I just start... I'll just try and stabilize him then.
Go for it. Roll me a medicine check.
Where is Medi?
Ezador, you can also try to
there
stabilize
it
him
is.
too, if you wish.
well, yeah. I mean,
Do we get advantage on this?
we get advantage if
Only-
one of us doesn't.
Yes.
So-
One of you can get advantage if the other doesn't, or you can both roll.
I've got +5 on my medicine.
Advantage.
All right. So, Gregor, you're leaning over Dix as this hole, essentially, from his chest has been blasted with guiding bolt. Blood is leaking further and further. His breathing is getting more and more ragged. You can tell he's on a knife edge.
You're all right,
But
Dix.
either way.
You got this. You did your role. Our bit's done. We're heroes.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little something special for you now, then. With that.
I get all my hit points back as well.
So, Gregor, as you're kind of placing your hand on him and he's starting to fade rapidly, you see your former companions kind of flash before your eyes. You see their deaths in front of you once again. You remember how powerless you were. You remember wishing.
I was
going to
say, could I just put my ear to his like thingy and just listen to it fade, and I just go, bang, just give him a a tap on the thingy just to recover him.
I mean, I like that. I was going to say that you used your electricity to just kind of spark him back, but that also works.
Yeah, I just run up to him, just put my head on his chest to listen, and I just go, bang, just like
Couple of
just
test
restarted him. Yeah.
Just finding the weakest point. Dix, you are shocked awake and you have a third of your hit points back.
What happened?
Glad you're back with us. Get back up.
Oh, thank God. I didn't think I'd be sleeping for weeks.
I'm not dead. Oh, I'm not dead.
You're not dead. It's fine. Anyway.
Gregor, was that you? Did you save me?
Yeah, no biggie.
Oh, of course it's a biggie. Why? Thank you, Gregor.
You're very welcome.
A third of my hit points back.
A third of your hit points back, yes, with that natural 20. Normally you get stabilised with, I think, 1 HP, but with a natural 20, you get a little something special. But as you are brought back, you are looking around, you see, yes, this is Lake Pointisha. Even without having innate magical abilities, the feel of death here is oppressive, weighing down.
Sorry, have we transported?
Yes, you have teleported to Lake Pointisha.
Right. I thought there was a big flash. I thought we hit the ground and it's like...
You did, after teleporting.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
The remnants of the rest of the warehouse is strewn across you. And further down way in the distance, you can see a couple of figures. You can see 4 figures exactly. And as you peer and squint more, you can see another shape that kind of almost looks like a box. You can't quite tell what it is, but it is a box around about 200 feet away from you. And in between them, there is another figure who is just kind of sat with a bag in front of him.
Who are you?
I'm guessing you're approaching the person sat on
I'm
the
having
floor.
a look first. I want more description about who's walking towards me.
No one's walking towards you.
Are they not?
The 4 figures in the distance are stood around something. The figure who is sat down around about 100 feet away from you.
Right, yeah. Can I just peer and see if I can see if they're cultists?
You would assume that given this, even without a roll, you would assume that given this is Lake Pointisha where Mistra fell, where Merkel had his biggest battle with Nerul, you would assume that that they are cultists. As for that character on the side, though, who is sat down, you get the feeling that they are not a cultist. You can roll a perception for them, though.
Yeah, I'll roll a perception for him then.
Could all of us?
You two can roll perception as well if you wish.
Nice.
No,
20, not natural.
Natural.
Okay.
13.
Dix, you can see that it is a tabaxi sat behind a small bag. Ezador, you see that it is a tabaxi that has the markings of a leopard almost, sat behind what appears to be a bag of holding. You have heard tales of this tabaxi around the land for years, even before you got captured. A strange, long-lived tabaxi who seemed to have, once upon a time, hundreds of years ago, wanted to set up shop in the market of Rust. It's odd to see him here, though. Finally, Gregor, You know this man. It's your homeboy,
man.
your rotten soldier, your good time boy. That only makes sense as a joke if you've watched What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes, I'm a good time boy.
My good time boy, my rotten soldier. That's Lincia.
Lincia.
Lincia, the tabaxi vendor with his bag of holding.
Ah, I've not seen you for a while.
As you're approaching him, he looks up. Ah, Gregor. It's good to see Lincia once more, yes, and it's good to see Gregor
It's good to see
once
you too.
more.
Right.
Lincia had the feelings that some things was going to be happening in Lake Pointisha, but with the cults and all of that. So Lincia thought Lincia would provide aid to Gregor and just looks at Ezador. There's something wrong with that one.
What do you mean?
Nonetheless, Lincia will provide aid, and of course, to little gnome over there, Lincia looks like he needs the help the most.
You're
That's me.
coming to help us?
Yes. Yes, it would do Lincia no good if his business... Well, it would do Lincia's business no good if yet another city was overrun by the dead. You already failed once, Gregor, in Velden. Yes. Do not fail again.
Definitely will not. Thank you for the heads up.
Wonderful. Lincia will sell all the wares to you when we return for our next episode. Hi everyone, Tom here again, and as usual, I'd like to thank everyone who has watched and listened to this episode of RollCast. As I mentioned last episode, we've now finished recording our sessions for Chapter 1, and our next episode is our last session of this chapter, but potentially not the last episode itself. But more on that later. The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign by RollCast. This episode is featured JB as Dix Meloncall, Coogan as Gregor the Last, Gareth Ryan as Ezador Calderos, and Tom Crabbe as the DM. Intro, midpoint, and outro music were, as usual, provided by JB. Editing and sound mixing was done by Tom Crabbe. As always, I'd like to give a big thank you to all of the incredible artists who allow smaller creators like ourselves to use their ambiences and tracks in our episodes. From creating suspense, punctuating comedic moments, or providing some excitement during combat, their tracks truly help to create exactly what we're aiming for as a show. If you like what you've heard in terms of music this session, I highly recommend checking out this episode's description for the links to all of the tracks used. But, of course, special thanks goes to Adrian von Ziegler, Alexander Nakarada, CO.AG Music, Kevin McLeod, Michael Gelfi Studios, Royalty Free Zone, Survival Spheres, Techno Axe's Royalty Free Music, and The Seventh Midnight. RollCast is on Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can find us on them using the handle @CastThatRoll. So, if you've watched this on YouTube and you like what we do, why not like the video and drop us a sub? Maybe leave a comment. It helps get us out there. We've also got all of our previous episodes up in our Season 1 playlist, so again, why not go through it, catch up, and give those a like too, especially as our Season 1 playlist is, at this point, almost completed. Our social media profiles have information about upcoming episodes, clips from the latest episode, and us just really interacting with the larger D&D and podcasting communities as a whole, so look for us out there. Again, you can find us on Facebook, X, and YouTube, all on the handle @CastThatRoll. Don't want to watch but still want to listen? We've got your back. Look for RollCast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, Good Pods, and all other podcasting platforms. Or, alternatively, you could add our RSS feed so you never miss an episode. If you have listened to this episode using your favourite podcasting app, why not drop us a review? It really does help, and it also allows us to know what to improve upon for future sessions. Thank you again to everyone who has watched or listened to this one. As I mentioned earlier, our next episode is our final recorded session for this chapter, but as this session has turned out to be far longer than our usual ones, it's quite likely that episode 30 will be released as a two-parter. We're not fully decided yet, but seeing as our usual episodes normally hover around about the 2.5-3 hour mark, and session 30 currently looks like it's 5 or 6 hours long, well, expect an announcement via Facebook and X very soon. Nonetheless though, we're almost at the end of this chapter and there's a lot of questions that still need answering. Is Vesh actually okay? Why has Lincia reappeared? Can the trio stop the cult? And, most importantly, will the players wildly derail what is meant to be an epic conclusion to our first chapter? Find out when what will likely be part 1 of episode 30 releases on the 28th of February. Until then, though, stay safe, have fun gaming, and we'll see you next time at the table. Before we continue, I really need a wee before we finish off this session. Before we finish off this session, I've been...
Hold it. You need to hold
I'm
it.
fucking not, because I have a very specific thing.
Because I'm desperate as well. Can't leave this room while I'm in this state of mind. I'm half tempted to piss in this glass.
Okay, Gregor.